Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. Kick-off an hour and 5 minutes away, which means we'll have the official lineups in 5 minutes, but there should be no big surprises for any West Ham fans today, but we'll get official confirmation in a few minutes' time. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. Yeah, looking forward to it. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm excited, actually. I don't know why. I think it feels like a winnable fixture. Hard to call, maybe. I think the neutral might struggle to call this one, but it's certainly a winnable fixture, and the 3 points would give us a massive boost today. We'd leapfrog Man United for a couple of hours minimum, but should we win and then Liverpool, I think it's fair to say, expectedly beat Man U.
Yeah.
We will go next week. We'll play Man United at the London Stadium ahead of them in the league table. So brilliant opportunity there for us today, and then another one next weekend if we can capitalise on this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's been no games this morning, as I've literally just got in about 10 minutes ago. It's been no games, not missed any. It's no early kick-off on a Sunday, is it? 2 o'clock, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's traditional 10 a.m. kick-off on a Sunday.
Hey, I don't, mate. You joke. You joke. Give it a couple of years. You'll be getting it, mate. You'll be getting one earlier than 2 o'clock on a Sunday. Very, very soon, I'm quite sure.
Well, they are trying, aren't they? They're trying to squeeze it in. Gary's in Aspers.
Hey,
for the game, yeah, they used to sponsor us. We will bet. They haven't sponsored us for a few years, but I'm happy to sit here and say it's a really good venue. The bar, the Sky Bar, as they call it, is fantastic, and big screens for the TV football as well. Not that there's a game on at the minute at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, but yeah, really good venue.
Yeah, it was a good venue. They were good sponsors actually, and yeah, they were. It's a good place to go actually. You have to pretend, don't you? Afterwards, if you've been had a bit of a drink at the game, do you remember going in there trying to pretend we were sober?
Yeah, just making you look more drunk.
It does, trying to act sober when you're drunk.
You look more drunk because you're trying to act sober.
Exactly.
And you always think you're doing a good job. You're like, yeah, I can act sober. Look at me, and everyone's looking at you going, "What are you doing? Why are you walking around like a cockerel?"
Happy days.
Like Richarlison after he scored a goal.
Yes. Yeah.
Pigeon dance or whatever it is. Maverick says, I just received his Irons Cup and beer mats, enjoying the free tea bag and biscuit that came with it. Hey, we've got Scottish biscuits now. Even Gonzo doesn't know this. We've got the old Scottish biscuits now. We've moved on from them. We used to have, what's a nice brand called that you get in hotels? Can't remember, but it used to be them. Then we switched over. Then we went to go get them from Costco, and they didn't have any, so I had to get Kit Kats and Breakaways and Blue Ribbons. Remember those biscuits? But now they're finished, and we've moved on to the Scottish ones. So, what ones did I give you? I always don't overthink it, right? But there's 4 different flavors. And she said to me, "Why is there loads of salted caramel ones left compared to her 3?" I don't know, I go grab a random pack of biscuits. She says, "Well, that's funny because it's also your favourite packet of biscuits."
Well, it's funny.
That you've got most in quantity of is the ones that you've got remaining.
Yeah, quite right. So
Borders. That's it. That's what it used to be. We used to do Borders.
Yes,
we don't have them at the minute. Andy got his hat and scarf. It's nice fit and snug. Doug says, "Long time no speak. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a good Christmas. Big game today for the European push." Hello, Doug. Hope you're doing well. Corpse has put a tenner on Kudus scoring. Hopefully he delivers.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what odds that'd be. Well, he's obviously playing. Never mind scoring. That's a bit of breaking news there. Kudus playing. Hopefully.
Maverick got the oat biscuit, and it's very nice. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Before, when we were even more amateur than we are now, and poorer than we are now, we used to put like a loose tea bag in. That was like covered up.
Yes. Yeah. Didn't have a wrapper on it.
Yeah, brought a packet of tea bags from Tesco and just opened them up, and people used to be mentioning like, "Hey, there's a tea bag in there." I'm like, "It's meant to be in there," but they thought like I'd obviously like put it in there to brew my own tea and forgot or something, and just gave it away. But now they're wrapped. We forked out for the big box of PG tips wrapped up. Brendan says, "Hope the lads start like they did on Thursday. Expect the setup, not to lose mentality in place again today, though." And Yankee also hopes we start on the front foot. And Matt, welcome from a very warm Sydney.
It's warm in Sydney apparently at the moment, so I hear.
Chris says, "What West Ham will turn up?" Well, what I can do is it's not come up yet, but and hopefully in about 10 seconds I'll be able to tell you which players are going to be turning up. Whether they turn up in the way you mean or not is
Yeah.
Here we go. Gonzo, would you like to know West Ham starting 11?
I think I know it, but let's go.
Oh, wait, Charlie, don't click it. Who's in goal then?
Areola.
Wrong, you don't know it. Already proving you wrong. In goal for West Ham this afternoon is Lucas Fabianski with the back four, Vladimir Sufal, Kurt Zuma, Neifegerd, and Emerson. We have Edson Alvarez and Thomas Souček in midfield, as well as James Ward-Prowse, with Mohamed Kudus on the right, Lucas Paqueta on the left, and Jared Bowen up front.
Yeah, what can you say? It's to be expected. What is the reason for my reticence is I'm a little bit worried about, and I would have started Fabianski, so it's not that. I picked Fabianski to start in this game because that's who I'd have gone with, but the Zuma thing does worry me a bit. It has to be said. I am really, really concerned about his mobility. Now, it doesn't. Now, to be fair, we'd sort of hope they wouldn't take that much of it. But yeah, I think that suggests we may start on the back foot a little bit more because he's, if you're going to play a high line, then you don't play Zuma, do you?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I know what you're saying, but at times against Faber, we weren't highline the whole game. It's not like we were up in their faces for the duration of the 90 minutes. There's plenty of times we were quite deep. I think, funny enough, I'm not actually that concerned from a defensive standpoint. It's more Mavropanos in possession, I think, is what impressed me a lot on Thursday. His ability to come out of the defence with the ball and sort of lure the Freiburg midfielders over to him. It frees up space for other players in order to do their thing. So I think obviously taking that out, which is fine. I still think Kurt Zuma's our best defender out of them all. I just think potentially the best partnership might actually be Mavropanos. And I get why he's done it. I would have stuck with Mavropanos as well. What it does do, though, is it would strongly suggest that Mavropanos is going to play on Wednesday in the Carabao Cup away to Liverpool, because we did try Zuma Thursday against Spurs and then Sunday against Fulham, and it blew up in our faces. Now, I know it wasn't the only one, but there was a few people who were really poor, but he was one of them. So I think we might go back to the whole one game a week for him. In terms of goalkeeper, we'll get on the bench in a second, but Areola is on the bench. I'd imagine David Moyes will get asked about this, so I think we'll get clarity as to why he selected Fabianski. Is he just a little bit uncertain that Areola's 100%, or is it form, which is Fabianski's been good, so he's retaining the goal? What one do you think it is?
Well, I would hope it's the injury thing, because I think he was quite regimented and loyal last season with what he decided, which was, I've got the number one, I've got my European goalkeeper and whatnot. Not that I hope injury, I hope Areola's injured. I just hope that the decision is an injury. I think if you're going to, don't forget, Fabianski really kicked off at the start of the season about him being in second place, as it were, in being the number two. I honestly, I don't know, but there is reason to it. We haven't kept many clean sheets this season. So maybe he wants to reward that. He's a very hard guy to second guess. I do think he's stubborn. He's a stubborn man, Moyes. And I think if he's decided Areola's number one and Fabianski's number two, I think he'll probably stick with it. So I would imagine he's just coming back from injury. And let's be fair, wrist injury is going to be something that's easily flamed up, isn't it? For a goalkeeper, you've only got to do too many hard saves or fall on it a little, and it could probably set you back 2 or 3 weeks. So probably injury. Thank
you to GP for £2 super chat. Says 3-1 loss. Sorry. Also, Gonzo's hot crumpet.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Put yourself a fan.
A bit of hot crumpet this morning.
Rocky, pardon.
Breakfast.
Oh, okay. I was like, hey.
I was out on the razzle dazzle last night. I
know you were dirty. You were dirty stop out last night as well. So I thought you were just saying you had seconds this morning.
I wouldn't discuss anything remotely like that. No, I honestly did have. Well, I say this morning I got home and I had a bit of marmite and butter on a bit of crumpet. So it's funny we bring crumpet up today.
Anyway, from Gonzo enjoying crumpet, Rocky says he plays Cornet on the bench. Well, I'm afraid your God ain't listening to you today, Sunshine, because there's no Maxwell Cornet in the squad once more. The bench for the Hammers this afternoon looks as follows. Alphonso Areola's on there, as well as Ogbonna, Kerrer and Mavropanos and Anna Creswell, in case we need 4 defenders. We've also got Pablo Fornals and Said Ben Rama, in case we only need 2 midfielders. And we've got Ings and Mubama, in case we need 2 strikers. So we've got 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 2 defenders, 2 attackers on the bench. So,
yeah. He doesn't like Maxwell Cornet, does he? Let's be frank here. I don't know why. That's what. Never mind the goalkeeper question, Moisey. What you got against Cornet? Be pressing home that question.
I mean, it's not even a balanced bench, though, is it? He's got 3 centre backs on there. You don't need. I'm sorry. He's got this massive allegiance to Ogbonna. Ogbonna shouldn't be on the bench.
No, he shouldn't.
Mavropanos can play centre back, right back. Kera can play centre back, right back. Creswell covers the left. We don't have a centre midfielder. Fine, we don't really have one anyway. Fanals Benrahma can play anywhere across the front 3. Cornet can do it. Cornet technically can also play left back as well if we needed him to. He's done it in the past at Lyon, and then we've got Ings and Mubama for the Chaka roles. But it's just.
Well, it stops other people progressing. It's not just Cornet. Having this sort of loyalty, and loyalty is great. Okay, it really is. But up to a point,
when it's not blind,
when it's not, just when it's not a hindrance. You want to be loyal when loyalty helps the team. But Ogbonna would have been thinking at some point. He probably thought his career was over when he got the big injury. He probably didn't expect to come back in the way he did last season. Nobody. And the least of all, Andrew Ogbonna is going to be surprised if he sees a young player coming through and taking his place or whatever the case may be. And I just would love to see Moyes. Well, a Cornet is the obvious one. It really does. It gives us some pace in wide positions. I don't know. I really don't know. He's not the only manager to do it, though, Moyes. It just... Honestly, I do think he's cutting off his nose to spite his face here. I think there's options that we do have, particularly with this fixture congestion, to have players in and around the squad who are going to benefit us more than Ogbonna is, as you say, with a number of players that can play in that position. You don't often say what are the circumstances which would involve Ogbonna getting onto the pitch for West Ham, but we actually saw him a couple of games ago. He will do it.
When the game was over, though.
Yes, exactly. But yes, but I'm saying we do know what the circumstances are.
So Ogbonna's on the bench in case we're 3-0 down against Wolves.
Don't. It's not me. It's not. It may well be it. Listen, I wouldn't have him on the bench, but yes, what's Moyes' reasoning? If we go 3 at the back, no, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it because it'd be Mavropanos. If we're still in the game, he is only there. He's there if we're 5-0 up or 5-0 down.
Yeah. Anyway, the rules. Gary O'Neill's throwing a curveball. Before we get on to Gary O'Neill's curveball, though, the poll is live in the live chat. There's 4 options asking which one is closest to your opinion of West Ham starting 11 this afternoon. Please select it, and we'll get the results when Charlie joins us in approximately 25 minutes' time. Would you like to know the Wolves starting 11, which involves 2 curveballs from Gary O'Neill?
Go on.
Well, in goal is Bentley. He has dropped Jose Sa. Well, I say dropped him. He's not on the bench either. So Sa is unavailable. So Bentley comes into the team today. So there's a change in goal for them. They've switched to back 4 as well. They have been playing a back 3 often and picking up their better results probably under Gary Neal with a back 3. But they switched to 4. So we'll see Semedo at right back with Dawson and Kilman in the middle. And Totti will be playing left back. Gomez, Lamina and Bellegarde in midfield with Saliba on the right, Hwang on the left and Cunha up front.
Is that a Gomez that used to play for Man U? Which Gomez is that? It's not.
I don't think so. Let me double check. I'm 90% sure it's not. They signed him from Brazil, Flamengo. I think.
Okay, fair enough.
I think. Let me just quickly check. I've got it here. It's João Gomez. Career, Flamengo. He's only played for Flamengo.
Okay, fair enough. I just hope with this, particularly you've got Dawson and Kilman, they're both really sort of robust, strong defenders as well. I hope he's got a plan here for Moyes in terms of Bowen. He needs to get Bowen facing the goal rather than having his back to goal. This could be one of those games. I hope it's not too attritional. We definitely need to get on the front foot a bit in this game. Really do, and get him turned, get him facing the goal, because otherwise he's going to get bullied by those two. But look, Gary O'Neill will fancy this. There's no doubt about it at all. And some of the results are so topsy turvy at the moment in the Premier League. They really are. This is anyone's game. You could make a case for anyone winning this. You really could. I'm hopeful, but I'm not confident of this one. It has to be said.
Anyway, Hammerboy doesn't think it's 4 at the back. I think it is. I feel strongly that it's 4 at the back. Who would their left wing back be? They don't have one on there. Ait Nouri's on the bench, and so is Bueno. And so is Doherty. Anyway, speaking of that, the bench for Wolves this afternoon, they've got King on there as well as Doherty, Ait Nouri, and Bueno. Traore is on there with they've got two Buenos. Hey, two Buenos. They've got S Bueno and H Bueno. All they're missing is Kinder. And they've also got Kaladzic and Doyle on the bench this afternoon as well for Wolves. I didn't know there was two Buenos. I thought there was only one. Who's the other Bueno?
I don't know. Got an imposter Traore as well.
Yeah, you got the fake one.
They miss him. They missed the real one, so they've got to have a pretend one on there.
Right. Well, I know Hugo Bueno. Right. Who's this S Bueno? Santiago Bueno.
It's a good name.
Oh, he played against. He's only played one game for them, and he played centre back when they lost 3-2 against Fulham. We'll lose against Fulham. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good.
Wolves team. I still think it'd be a back four. I think Semedo's the person to attack, and this is where it's a bit frustrating. We don't have a left winger actually, because I think he's their weak point. Saying that, Kudus will be up against Totti, who's sort of out of position. He's got plenty of experience playing there. A big boy though, so Kudus will have a physical battle down that side. Maybe that's why he's done it. So because I think I knew it would have been tasty getting Kudus running at him as well. Wang's obviously on form, so Sufal needs to keep a bit of an eye out for him. In terms of the attack, I'm okay with it. I think they'll go three midfield too, so that'd be a good man-for-man battle in the middle of the park there. Actually, so it's a good Wolves team, but I think it's a bloody good West Ham team as well. Actually, so it all depends on attitude.
Well, yeah, I'm Semedo. I mean, he particularly if Paquetá's playing in his roving role, he might fancy getting at Emerson Semedo. You might find him pressing on the attack. He might not be doing that much defending. Yeah,
I'm hoping so. Anyway, right, what we're going to do now is we're going to compile a little bet. If you're new around here, what me and Gonzo do is we put a bet together. If it wins, we'll give one of you guys the money. In order to get involved, you have to put in a phrase in the live chat in a few minutes' time, but you also need to make sure you're subscribed to Hammers Chat, so please subscribe if you're new around here, and drop a like on the video as well, regardless of whether you're new, old, as in old subscriber, not age. Doesn't matter who you are. Like the video, helps out the video, helps out the channel, and we appreciate it. Gonzo, what are you fancying for the bet?
I'm liking the odds are probably crap on a Kudus goal, aren't they? Though.
I don't know, but you said that the last game, and we didn't do it, and he scored.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. There we go. Reason enough to put Kudus down as a goal scorer. It's going to be quite. We still don't really know we have suspicions what David Moyes is going to do against Liverpool, but because we don't know who's going to get 90 minutes. He's probably highly likely to.
At this point, I'm not taking a piss. I think they'll all get a minimum of 80 minutes today. Barring injury. I'm not even trolling or trying to wind people up. I'm being genuine. I think they'll all get it. Obviously, depending on the score, but because I anticipate a close game here, I think come 80 minutes, there'll be a goal in it either way, and I'm not sure he'll change it. I mean, he spoke yesterday about how he doesn't have a left winger, and it's like, well, Benrahma's sat on the bench now. What's Benrahma's hearing more? Say we don't have anyone to play on the left. Benrahma's
infuriating.
Must be like,
he's got Cornet. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's infuriating. It's infuriating.
Well, Benrahma did a cryptic post day before yesterday. Did you see it? He put up his post with like the zippy mouth zipped emoji. What does that mean? Well, we don't know, but it doesn't feel like a good thing, does it?
No, it's not. No, it's not an endorsement for Rainbow, is it? I don't know. No, I mean, you say that I'm not trolling and I'm not saying this. It sort of sounds that way from Moyes, doesn't it? Whilst I don't think he would, basically, he either means it or he is so clueless in what he should and shouldn't be saying that he's going to say it anyway without thinking, oh, actually, this is going to really demotivate the left wingers that I've got at the club. And that is, and to be fair, and there's no one that gets received well by that comment. The fans don't want to hear it. The players, particularly the left wingers, don't want to hear it. And the board, who have given him 450 million, don't want to hear that he ain't got a left winger either, because they think, hold on, we bought you a couple of them, actually. Benrahma was 24 million. Cornet was 17 million. You weren't even playing. Now you're saying that you haven't got a left winger. I would not want. There's nobody wants to hear that.
And I know he's perhaps not playing it this season, but last season you had someone in the youth team smashing goals in playing left wing.
You go.
So if you don't have one in the senior squad, go get one at your youth team. He's scoring goals.
Yeah. No, that comment is good for nobody. It's a
surprised he said it.
It's a crappy comment. It's a crappy comment.
I'm surprised he said it. Anyway, bet I put Bowen to have a shot on target. Do you think both teams will score?
I do actually. Yeah, we're not very good at keeping clean sheets. No, we kept
We
one the
both
other
think
day.
West Ham will win. I think we just do this and we just round it up to 100 quid. So that'll get us. It's fine. Right, let's just do this, Gonzo. Right, £100 cash if this bet wins. We're trying to keep it simple today. Hopefully, win one of you 100 quid just before Christmas. Lovely jubbly. We need West Ham to win the game, Kudus to score a goal, Bourne to have a shot on target, and Wolves to score a goal.
Okay.
Right, so West Ham need to win 2-1, 3-1, etc.
Yeah.
So Kudus score, Bourne shot on target, both teams to score, West Ham to win, £100 cash if it wins. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
There's only one bueno.
There's only one bueno. Get it into the live chat, please. Thank you very much. Hey, Gonzo, you seen the teams? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm happy enough with the West Ham team. I mean, we played really well the other night. Yes. Yeah, I think the bench could be different, but ultimately, I don't care if we win this. I don't care what the composition of the bench is. These are all arguments for another time and about how he might motivate people and stuff like that. Ultimately, if it wins, I will have. I'll be very, very happy. I certainly won't. If we can win this and get through against Liverpool, I certainly won't be complaining about that bench that we played that we put out against Wolves. I think we've got a good chance. I'm really enjoying watching Kudus play as well.
Yeah.
I think this is I think sometimes tactically, West Ham are a hard watch. So sometimes if the team's not playing, not giving you a lot of joy, then you look for individual players, and I think you can really find that in him. I think we've got ourselves a hell of a player there, and to have kept Bowen, which appears to be the case because the contract, to have kept Bowen, to have him there, you have a real chance of winning games with those guys in there. You really do, and that's from open play. And then we've got this great player from set pieces as well, who can cause real damage. And we didn't get a corner against Freiburg, of course, but we are in a position where we can harm the opposition. We really can. If anything, I'd just like us to put more faith in those players. And, even if we just did 10 more attacks during a game, I'm not even saying 10 shots, but 10 more attacks during a game, we'd really increase our chances. So I think we're a little bit too conservative. I think if we can let the shackles off a little bit, which you should do, because it's not that defence is working particularly well anyway, let the shackles off a little bit. I actually do think we could blow Wolves away. I really do, but I don't think he's going to let the handbrake off enough to do so.
No chance of that happening. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't think we'll win. I'm still optimistic we'll win this game. But when you said the phrase blow, I mean, that's a 3-goal lead, perhaps, or a very comfortable 2-goal lead. And I just don't see us get to that point, because I think if we do go goal up, we'll see ourselves sitting back a little bit. I think that's probably why I enjoyed Freiburg so much, because we scored the second goal of the game as well, and then suddenly it felt incredibly comfortable. Now, there was the added element that we only needed a draw from that game, so we could have conceded 2 and still got the job done. While we wouldn't have won the match, we'd still won the group and went through. So there was that additional layer there. But I think I enjoyed Thursday so much because actually we scored the first one, and we were never throwing the kitchen sink at Freiburg. We were very responsible. It's not that we were throwing loads of people forward or anything like that. We were attacking, knocking the ball about really well, but also just keeping an eye on making sure that we weren't going to get caught out in the counter attack or anything. And I think that game puts us in good stead for this one, because Wolves will look to play on the break. They've got a bit of pace in that front three, very direct. Sometimes Cunha, Hwang, and Sarabia don't mind getting forward, don't mind pulling the trigger either. So I do like Bellegarde a lot, actually. Like I said, I think maybe I just tune into his good games and miss his bad ones, but physically able to compete in the middle of the pitch. So it'll be an interesting battle. I think my worry is that Wolves might win the midfield battle for this game with that 3 in there, because while ours they've all have their good individual strengths, I've not really seen us control a game yet properly, like dictating the pace where we've imposed ourselves on the game. Now, there has been some games where we've had majority of possession, for example, Everton, but that's because Everton will allow us to have it. That's not us dictating the play per se. That's them saying, you have the ball, we're going to sit back. So it'll be interesting to see how we go about this one. But it's, like you said, like we both said, it's a hard game to call, actually.
Yeah, and he ain't gonna take the handbrake off. What is going to be interesting though is the deployment of Ward-Prowse. He's tried something different, so the positioning of them's going to be interesting. Is he going to give Ward-Prowse the license to sort of press forward in the way that he did against Freiburg. I think this is quite interesting what he's going to do there. Sorry, I missed what you flashed up then.
That's all right. I was just communicating to ASOS. I'm not Mr. Super Chat. Right, time for you guys to get your thoughts in the live chat, please. It could be about the West Ham team, the Wolves team, any big hopes or fears you have ahead of this game, but not your score prediction. Please get your opinions in, and we'll get some clicking on some. And while you are doing that, just want to say thank you to ASOS for the £2 Super Chat. It says, on the midweek video, Gonzo said Wanky Chan.
I think you misheard. I think you must have misheard me there.
Gonzo's naughty.
Never would certainly wouldn't have said that.
Anyway, there's always one player.
What is his name?
Wang.
His full name. Pardon?
Wanky Chan.
Wanky Chan.
Right, let's just move along, shall we? Paul says Thursday's performance against Freiburg was one of my most stress-free West Ham watching in a long time. We never looked at any stage of losing. I still, like I said, I agree with that, but I think the draw element just subconsciously the media a lot more relaxed than it would have done had it been a league game. Because would you trust West Ham 2-0 up against Wolves? Maybe, but not as much as you did against Freiburg. Tom's complimenting my T-shirt.
Hey, Tom, I've not seen Tom for ages.
About your pink jumper.
It's peach. I'm not going to throw about the salmon, Tom.
It's pink.
It's peach.
Pink.
It's peach. It's unironed peach.
Tom has been kind calling it salmon.
Well, Tom, I haven't seen Tom in ages.
Daniel says, we've seen Moyes tinker about with the team, but it doesn't matter what change, is Moyes' negativity that only changes when the fans kettle that man into losing the shackles. Then we see the quality in the side.
It is shackled. We are only seeing a sort of glimmer of it, really. We almost like looking through a letterbox at it. Honestly, if you could just sort of, I don't know, release everybody and let them express themselves. Not have no defending, but you do sometimes when we're shipping all these goals. Think, well, I'll just let them have a go. Do you know what I mean? Because the defending ain't working. But I really do. I do sometimes look at. I can't be the only one that looks at players like Kudus and Paquetá and stuff like that and wonder what they could do under a more expressive manager. You know.
Do you remember your Sunday stat about Wolves? Just remind us of it on the preview.
I think Wolves haven't won an away game on a Sunday for 20 games or something like that. It's the best stat.
Mike's got an even more niche one. He says, the only time we've ever played Wolves on December the 17th was in 1960. And we won 5-0.
I tell you what, that's nice. I like that.
That's why I don't like, do you know, like people bring up these records all the time. Yeah. Now, I think Moyes' record away to 4 of the Sky Sports top 6, not all of them. People keep saying we've never won away to we have. It's when people say, oh, Moyes has finally won away to Tottenham. I'm like, he's done it before. Not West Ham. He's done it before. Anyway. I don't like certain records because I think so much changes between then and now, and this just proves that. Thank you very much. We should win. Moyes, do you know how Moyes says we should be grateful for pointing against Palace because he's won here 3 or 4 times? I hope someone in says, well, you should be beating Wolves because you always beat them on December the 17th. Do
you know what? I agree with everything you're saying, but Mike posting that, I've just looked for my phone. The phone's in the house. I'm going to bet 5-0. I'm going to bet West Ham with 5-0 because I'll be annoyed if I don't. Now he said that.
Dazzle says midfield is key, but when are we controlling midfield in the Premier League? Budgie says if Kudus, Paquetá, and Emerson are at it today, we could blow Wolves away easily. I love that because the fact that you've included a fullback in there is one of the 3 key players. I love it. I mean, I would put Bowen in there ahead of Paquetá. I think if Kudus, Bowen, and Emerson are at it, we could do really well.
Hello, Budgie.
But yeah, I love the fact that one of our fullbacks is considered one of our main attacking threats.
Can I just make the point? There's been some jumper talk here. My Miami Vice T-shirt, which you see me wear sometimes, is pink. This is peach. This is peach.
It's just salmon. I'll meet you halfway. John says, I do hope so. James Ward-Prowse is a great player and hopefully has some free time on the pitch.
This is. Oh, blimey! That's looks the same.
Exactly.
That's the same.
Brilliant.
In here, this is different colour. In real life, this is pink. This is peach.
Stitch yourself right up there, haven't you? This is pink. Oh, look, it blended in. I couldn't see it there. It disappeared. Where has it gone? What are you holding up? Oh, there it is.
It's camouflage. Bloody hell! I've stitched myself up. It holds holds pinballs and bolts and stuff.
Put away, nothing exciting. Spencer says, with the League Cup game coming, in fact, this squad isn't rotated, then we must win today, because if we gas this team out today and lose, it'll be all for nothing.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Rob says, Valverde has a blinder. We have a decent chance to link up between Sufan and Kudus, along with Bowen. We can compete with the best. Right, I'm going to skip the jumper chat to catch me up a little bit. Here we go. Stephen says, why does Moyes insist flip-flopping with the team, go attacking against Freiburg, and then goes back to his low block crap against Wolves, when in reality, Wolves are on the same level as Freiburg? Well, first of all, he's got the same players in both games, so we might see the same mentality.
If it's Ward-Prowse will be key. You see what Ward-Prowse did, he might get the same as Freiburg. You might.
So you might still get it. What I will say is, we don't always play low block. We didn't play low block against Fulham. We just got ripped apart. That's all. We don't always play it. But Navidus, I do see a comment asking why Moyes hates Kone, but we've covered it to death, and B, we don't know. It would just be, I say speculating. It would just be like licking your finger and sticking it in there and hoping that something lands on it. We're never going to know. But this is where someone needs, a journalist, a good journalist, a strong journalist, should ask him, say, and present the evidence to him as well, which is he came off the bench again. You've said fringe players need to take their chance. The game previous to that, Kudus came on against Bakatopoulos and got an assist. He then wasn't in the squad against Crystal Palace. Then he wasn't brought on in the next game. Then he brought him on for 2 minutes against Freiburg. Now he's not in the squad. He took his chance. That's how he's been rewarded. But then let David Moyes explain what he's done. What are you confused at?
I'm not confused. Someone's been a bit rude in the chat. I'm just dealing with it. So go on.
Right, get rid of them.
Yeah, it's all right. Go on. I don't want to do any attention to it at all. But go on. Yeah.
Yeah, can't see the bottom of it.
It's gone.
Rob says, got a bad feeling. Zuma's getting sent off, but will be in the second half. And we've got pretty much going to play the same team all season. We'll be tired again 2 weeks. John's talking about James Ward-Prowse having freedom on the pitch. Thank you, John. I wondered what dome meant. I was wondering if I was missing a new slang in football. There's always new phases in football.
What?
John previously, when I read out his comments, saying James Ward-Prowse could be good if he has the dome on the pitch. And I was like, what's the dome? I didn't know what he meant.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that old William Wallace saying, freedom!
Well, they'll never take our dome.
Braveheart 2 sounds a bit shit, doesn't it? Anyway. Right then, Brian says Kone and Moyes definitely have words after that game. Well, good. I hope Kone should be lamping him at this point, to be honest with you.
What game?
Probably at the back of the pool or something. Because remember, Kone came out, not giving it large, but Kone came out saying, like, I'm ready. I want more minutes. I'm ready.
Yes, he did, yeah.
And his reward was not even in the bench, not even on the bench in the next game. Adam saying, would you prioritise this game or Wednesday's game? I'm worried the players will be too tired to come Anfield.
I've got to listen. It's a bit of an in-between answer. I wouldn't be in this position, mate. I've got to be honest with you. I'd have rotated more up to this. So, the thing is, he's left it. And they're so knackered now that he has got to either prioritise this one or the other one. I just wouldn't be in a position where I'm only using the same players over and over. I think he's cut off his nose to spite his face, really. We discussed this in the breakfast show, though. What's this morning, wasn't it? I would rather get through against Liverpool. Yeah. I'll take a loss here to get through in the cup, basically.
Yeah, so would I. And before someone says anything, it doesn't mean we want to lose today. It's a hypothetical question. Adam says we need to play a high press. We play so much better when we do. The thing is, right, and this is where I'm probably in the minority here. I think we played it against Fulham, the high press. We were just awful at it. We were god awful at it. But especially in the second half, I seen Bowen running around after centre, Max and Paquette helping him. But the problem was, Souček and Ward-Prowse were 20 yards away from Tom Kearney, so the pass into the midfield was on. Now I know what the counter from Adam would be. Well, the midfield needs to be, I know. But when we talk about we should play a high press, we did against Fulham. They just ripped us apart when we did it. Lovro's got a question for you. Can you read that? I can't read it out.
Gonzo, how do you pronounce Lukasz Fabianski?
There you go. Kian, is that how you pronounce it? Kian? I think so. Kean says, I feel awful for Cornet. He was outstanding at Burnley last year. Another player whose potential.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
Do you know the worst thing is? It's not even potential. Cornet's not. It's not. He's not. We're not talking about a youngster that might make it. This is a guy that's played Champions League football before coming to West Ham. Daniel said it was good to see Ward-Prowse using most of the pitch rather than playing in a third of it. Gave us more options in attack. Yeah,
but I mean, it gave Bowen support. I think that's the thing, and that could work. I even know what everything else said about Bowen back to goal and Kilman and Dawson and whatnot. If we've got other people to occupy them, that's the thing. Sometimes it's just an easy day at the office for centre-backs when you play West Ham. It just is. That's why we always relied on Antonio in beast mode, because Antonio, when he was in that mode, he was strong enough to occupy two defenders. Very few are. So, yes, it's good to get numbers up there,
John says, to be honest, concentrate on the league. John would wish that a journalist would call Moyes out on Cornet. It's obviously personal, but ultimately a decent player for us has been left out in the cold. Tom would also rather to have the cup. Damakin, I know Kian said Burnley last year. It's not a big deal. It's just, to be fair, it feels like it was last season because we've seen Cornet so bloody little. It honestly feels like we signed him in the summer rather than 18 months ago. Anyway, right, let's scroll through a few things. EBF is by defenders on the bench. Colm says we can't rotate. The bench aren't interested. Well, I mean, it's sort of self-inflicted, though. The bench probably aren't interested because they haven't been used.
Chicken or the egg, isn't it?
And now you can't use them because they're uninterested. Jeff says, in his opinion, the game is more important than Wednesday. Need to get European football again next season. I think there's an argument that if we did win Wednesday, because this is the argument here, then you're only 2 games away from a final, and so you're 390 minutes away from getting European football again. Whereas Premier League still got half the season to go, so you might actually find the Carabao Cup is the better gamble to get back.
It's too late now as the game is upon us. But it would be interesting to run a poll. Would you throw, Wolves or Liverpool take one win? Be interesting.
Well, Charlie can start a new poll in a minute, but we just won't know the results.
Well, no, but the game will be starting, won't it? That's the thing. So we'll you know what I mean. It's very the game will be all
right.
Started.
Okay, well, tune into the Liverpool game. And in the build-up showing the Liverpool game, we will run a poll which says, what's the
game after Liverpool?
Man U at home. Which game do you prioritise tonight?
I see. I think that's a different question. So would you rather beat Wolves at home and then Liverpool or Liverpool Man U? It seems to be interesting to see.
Dan with a kind comment saying thank you to myself, Gonzo, and Charlie for the fantastic content as usual. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hey. Christmas is still 8 days away. We've got another 8 days of content.
Merry Christmas, Dan. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family.
It's not Christmas. It's December. Dean said there's only one Bueno. You said it's the same team as Thursday, but inclusion of Zuma changes dynamic enormously. We're back to low block, boring defensive. Possibly. Very, very possibly. Right, let's skip the live chat. Are you ready in the green room over there? He is ready. Let's bring him in. Bevo!
Hello. You all right? You all right?
Yeah.
You know I can still run that poll, Gonzo. It's all right. I can do that. It's not that deep.
Do like a 3-minute poll or something.
Oh yeah, here you go. Yeah, if you can, yeah.
It's twice 20. All right. Give me a sec. But before that, Gonzo, I changed the wording again. You'll be pleased to know.
Yeah, please do.
How do you feel about the starting 11? 12% were enthused beyond belief.
Oh!
51% said they were somewhat buoyant.
Oh, this is good.
34% said they were a tad disappointed.
Oh, that's understated. I like that.
And 3% said it's crap, to be honest. So,
nice. Did you put it's crap, to be honest?
Yes.
Oh, the whole lot. Oh, this is very good. This is giving
I'm looking forward to the Christmas puns next weekend.
That's a bold ask from me. So what's the way you want the poll worded? Who would you rather beat?
Which game is most priority today?
Which game would you prioritize?
Choose one game. Just choose one game. Beat Wolves or beat Liverpool.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about the wording because people are listening to us when they're doing the poll. They know what's coming. So a poll will be live in live chat in a few seconds' time, asking which game is more important for you. Is it like Jeff? I'm not picking on you, Jeff. I just remember you said that today is a more important game for you. So are you like Jeff? which is today, Wolves, or are you like Jeff minus a double F, and you're like myself, which is Liverpool on Wednesday? Which game is more important? The Budgie's proud to be a 12%er.
Someone's put Wenger out.
Cyber says the Christmas puns will be a cracker. What
Oh, well,
what are you
like it.
laughing at?
Someone's put Wenger out.
Fair enough. Why not?
I like it. Right, it's absolutely. It's not rude, is it? I think he might get his wish as well.
I trust Breezy. Breezy's here all the time. Breezy says Moyes has said Ariola's fit, but wanted to give his wrist a bit more time to heal. Actually, never mind. Breezy's also just said, I'm at the grounds, I can't verify this. Never mind. Someone sent Breezy a quote and he sent it to us. So I trust Breezy, but Breezy doesn't trust his source.
I trust all the sources, yeah. But at least he's given a statement on it.
Brian, I don't understand the second part. You say, do you still use the One Football app? Oh, the football app. Oh, sorry, yeah, I just read.
Yes, the One Football app. We still do.
Football app. We still use it. Yes.
Yeah. We don't just say when we say like when they sponsor us, we use this at other time. We honestly do.
Yeah. The One Football app still there on my phone, on Gonzo's phone. We're still using it. Happy, Larry. Jeff says West Ham are no luck in the League Cup. Remember the Villa game way back when, and stop picking on me. Brilliant.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Craig said today's game is more important. We can go 7th if Liverpool beat Man United, and we're not back in Europe till March. So give the league a good go.
There you go. Get vote. You know what Craig's voted. I wonder how it'll go. Will it be 50-50 that? Well, not exactly, but
well,
I was thinking
what's
it
your
might be
priority,
half and half.
Charlie?
I would the League Cup, the cup.
Yeah,
I think the league for us to get Europe in the league, there's going to have to be like a series of events over the entire course of the season. We win in the cup next round. We've got a legit chance. It's only a couple of games to go, and all we have to do is win a couple, and all of a sudden we're back in Europe again. And I think realistically, looking forward into the future, we have to look at ourselves as a cup team. Because if you want to keep getting Europe, the easiest way to do it is just to be winning cups, as opposed to what we're doing at the moment, which is league. Because obviously, Newcastle exists now. It's no longer a top 6. It will be a top 7. Whether you regard it as one right now or not, it doesn't matter. Within the next 5 years, it will be a consistent top 7. So you have to rely on things. So it has to be a cup thing for me.
I'll just say, Michael, we can absolutely win both, but there's no poll or conversation if we don't.
Yeah,
it's interesting thing to discuss. Yeah, but I would hope we do. I would hope we do.
Same with you, Ralph. We're not saying we'll beat Liverpool. It's hypothetical. Hypothetical. It's a bit of fun. Don't worry.
It's a bit of fun.
I mean, there is an argument to be said that if you put your eggs in this basket, you're more likely to win than if you are to put your eggs in the Liverpool basket. I get that. I think it's a fair point.
Can you see a live score on it?
I can. It's also just like an end whenever you want type thing. But I can say right now. Do you want to know the exact percentages currently?
Yeah.
Currently, 31% of people said they would try and beat Wolves, and 69% of people said they would go for Liverpool.
Okay, I thought it might be a bit more 50-50 than that.
No, I thought it would be roughly that, because I think a lot of fans do want the cup more than the league, and also we've had Prague, and while the Carabao Cup actually carries a lesser prize in regards to money, and also the prize is Conference League rather than Europa League, winning at Wembley, I think, is probably more than winning the Conference League in that regard. So in terms of football, the prize is greater for the Conference League. But in terms of heritage, I think winning at Wembley is far greater than winning the Conference League in Prague.
Yeah, absolutely. I could just pop this up because I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm just saying, Keys also put a quid on 5-0. Come on, mate. I'm gonna do it as well. I'm gonna have to do it.
We kick ourselves, won't we?
I'm gonna have to do it.
I just want to pop this one. I like Digital Nomad. There's been a few cheeky posts. This is really, really good. It's not running a poll here. Geo, Amazon vouchers are a real present.
Depends what the present is. I know it's an awkward answer, but I'll say it also. Present.
Present for me too, Charlie.
Thought that counts. So present. I'm happy if someone's gone out of their way to buy me something, then I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly going to turn down an Amazon voucher, but I'm like, fair play, you've done something here, and I respect it and appreciate it massively. So present.
Yes, yeah.
Also, I've never understood. You know that argument?
Have you heard that? People give each other scratch cards.
I've not heard that. I've not heard that.
I thought it was quite a good idea. I thought it was quite interesting.
Why? Because it's cheap. £1. No resting.
Listen, I'd say what.
Spoken like a true bettor. Spoken like a true.
I was in the post office, and a lady basically got some money from the post office, and then she queued up with a bit next to it. So there's a post office bit and a shop bit. And then she went in and she said, she knew all the names, all the numbers of scratch cards. She said, I'll have a number 3 scratch card, please. I'll have a 2 number 6 scratch card, a Monopoly scratch card. She's saying all this stuff. 115, must be under in the queue, £115 on scratch cards. Is that strange? I thought it felt a lot, yeah. Felt a lot.
It's a lot. I don't know. I can't. The scratch cards just seem like a waste of time for me. I can't lie. I can't lie.
I don't like them. They make a mess.
Well, there's that as well. There is the logistics of the situation.
There is the logistics of the situation. The foil, yeah. I know someone that knows someone that won £100,000. Now, that's a bit like we had earlier, which was I'm not sure how legit that is, but I trust the person that said it, but I don't know if they were duped or not.
So it's an 11 reef kind of person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's a real breezy situation you've got going on.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. Chris says we've got a good chance of winning both games. Pleased with the way we approach this game Thursday. Great lineup on build up with Geo Gonzo and Charlie. Well done, lads. Keep up the good
Chris.
work. Evan says we'd love Antonio Fernandez, Ben Rama, and Cornet to contribute more to cup matches. Not sure where we can build around their strengths unless they start due to other injuries. Someone said she had a gamble. I assumed Gonzo was suggesting she was a way to get everyone a Christmas card or something. I don't know what you were suggesting.
No, I was suggesting that. I thought, I didn't want to be too thinking. It felt like she was getting a pension from the post office and spending it on scratch cards. That's how I viewed it.
I thought you were suggesting she's bought everybody a scratch card as a gift because you literally just said, "What do you think of scratch cards?"
This wasn't even now. This wasn't like yesterday. This is a little while back. It wasn't like a Christmas time thing. I very much got the impression she was going to scratch them herself. If you pardon the expression. Excuse me. Yeah.
Dribble, yeah. The excitement from Gonzo was.
I don't even know why I found that so amusing. She was going to play the games herself.
Cyber with like a long sleeve salmon top.
I was going to say, Gonzo, you're rocking a good pink top today. I respect it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to back the beef. Geo's the odd one out here. Why? What are you talking about? Get involved with the.
I'm not against the pink. I'm proud of my Miami Vice pink T-shirt. Right, I really am. But this is peach. I'm just making the point. But I understand.
It's a shade of pink, though, is it not?
I don't know. I'm trying to.
It's beach, not a shade of
pink. Turning light off doesn't mean it's not pink.
I'm turning it up.
Can't see me now, so it doesn't exist like an ostrich.
It's not a pink T-shirt. Look, it's not pink.
It doesn't exist, mate. Don't know what you're talking about.
Brilliant. Right, I'm going to disappear because I'll be honest with you. I need to go do about 3 or 4 orders before the football starts. So I'm going to. What are you laughing at before you? I know what you've just seen. Have you just seen this one?
I did.
Scratch and sniff granny cards. Go on, Dragons, down with that one. I dare you. See how far you get.
I'm out.
He left a few years ago, but sure.
Did he?
Yeah, basically, the only dragon Gonzo can do an impression of is Duncan Bannatyne. So he still just does it, even though he left a few.
Well, there's an odd little one that sits on the end of the newer ones. That's the one.
I love him.
And all he says is
no
one ever seems to want him. They always want like Peter Jones or Deborah Mead or one of the other ones. And he always turns around and says, I can give you a bit of space in the offices.
Yeah. He always says, I'll give you space in the office and took a time.
Took a time. Yes, took a time.
I'll give you took a time.
Yeah, so someone might have an app like for Vodafone or a mobile phone, and Peter Jones saying, right, well, I can put you directly in touch with Vodafone. I can do this. And Tuka saying, I can give you a bit of office space. I'm probably going to go with Peter.
No, but Tuka said you can do all that as well. He just adds in the took a time on top because he knows that Peter's CV is far more appealing than his textile world. And he just seems like a very erratic, wild, crazy man.
I can make you a lovely leather case for the phone. I've got lots of sewing machines.
I'm just saying, if someone came up to me and they're giving me all this serious business pitch, and then there's another guy who's giving me a serious business pitch, and then at the end they're going, I'm giving you Tucker time. I'm like, I'm going with that guy 9 times out of 10. It's a vibe. This is the kind of vibe I'm wanting. I don't want none of this like seriousness. It's boring, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, right. I'm gonna disappear. Charlie, I'll catch up with you at halftime. By the way, I'm sticking with 2 on West Ham.
Big respect it. Thank you, Geo. It's just a pink top, Gonzo. You know,
just trying to boost my.
It's pink, bro. You're just gonna have to accept it, embrace it. You know what I mean?
I was going. Oh, blimey, bit much really. Yeah, it's that's there you go. That's pink.
No,
No,
that's
it's pink.
claret.
No, it's really not. It's the camera. It's the camera. It's just
Showing them you're sitting on a claret chair.
This claret.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But the thing, yeah, so that's pink. So what you're wearing is pink, surely.
Peach. It's peach.
But peach is a tone of pink, no?
I don't know.
Dean said it somewhere. I saw it. Peach is pink with orange tones.
Oh, I like it. This is getting very. What's the geezer's name? Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. This is getting. This I like. This is getting.
Have you seen?
Very precise.
You probably haven't seen. Have you seen the oh, this is pink. I've got this is pink. My face is pink. Well, my face is more red than anything else. But listen. I'll happily accept it. Have you seen that? You probably haven't seen it. It's that YouTube video where it's Max Fosh and he buys a roundabout.
Who?
And the roundabout just happens to be next to Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen's house, and he comes out.
Have you seen who buys the roundabout?
There's a YouTuber called Max Fosh.
Okay.
Have you seen? I assume he ran for London Mayor the last time round. He did a bunch. He's done loads of things.
A YouTuber ran for London Mayor.
Well, technically two of them ran for London Mayor last time. I can't lie.
Two YouTubers ran for London Mayor
separately. But yeah, no. He buys a roundabout, right? So he's like, I'm gonna buy a roundabout and put stuff on it, and it just happened. And someone comes out to him and says, the person who lives in this house is famous, and it happens to be Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. And he comes out and he's dressed in this insane long jacket, and he has the hair and a beard, I'm like, how is this guy? This guy wasn't a gimmick. He's living it. He's living the gimmick.
Yeah, I think so.
He's fully immersed in his bit. I didn't think that when you see him on. Which one was his? DIY No, which one was his? Changing Rooms.
But I think my Changing Rooms, yeah.
I would have think no, not his thing, bro. Apparently that's his thing. That's not the camera. It used
to always worry me on the Changing Rooms, because I always used to think you are too finely dressed, young sir, to be painting. I always, when he used to pick up a paintbrush, leave it to the painters. If that was me with the with all the the quiffs and he looks like he's in sort of France during the Revolution, doesn't he? He's dressed a bit like that.
Very much so.
And I think if I was, they're giving it the old Napoleonic style, which I don't. I wear the pink, obviously. The peach, sorry. Damn, caught myself out then. I just wouldn't be picking up a paintbrush if I was Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen.
Well, it's similar to when you probably got it when you're doing when you're in your previous line of work, and I got it in mine when I'm doing like editing and stuff with clients, and they start telling me what to do, and I'm like, I promise I know how to do this better than you do. I swear I do. Like I appreciate all feedback you're giving, but at the same time, I know how to cut a thing. I can do it. I promise you I can do it. And I can do it faster and better than you can. But they insist on giving you feedback. And I suspect you might have had it as well. You know, you're doing something, and someone who has no idea has literally no clue is giving feedback to you as you're doing it. Like, oh, you should be doing this. No, like, please just back off.
It's rife. It's rife. It's so prevalent. So. I used to. I actually had something, and the older you get, the less. Quite right too.
Not wrong.
The older you get, the less you care about, I think, offending people. And
sure.
It's definitely the case, by the way. So you've got all this stuff to look forward to. So I'd be doing. So plumbing. Charlie's talking about plumbing in my previous line of work, and anyone that's a tradesman will notice that customer that stands over you, and you might be doing some tiling or something. So you might plaster the wall, right? And after you've plastered the wall, you might PVA, you might seal it before you do the tile, you might tank it or something. And you've got the tiles, and I'll turn around and say, "Are you going to put some adhesive on the back of those tiles?" You think, "Oh my goodness, this is terrible." And I used to say to them, it's a bit like asking someone to bake a cake, and they walk in with the ingredients, right? And they take the eggs and the flour out the bag, and you turn around and say, "You are going to put a candle on that cake, aren't you? Give me a chance, will you?" Do you know what I mean? That's what it's honestly. People like that are absolutely infuriating. They just stand over you and watch. Honestly, there'll be self-employed people who've worked in people's houses who know exactly the type of customer I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
I make as much, like, I let them get on with it, because it's just I'm not frankly, I'm not needed. So I'm just like, if you need anything, you can ask me. I'll make you drinks. I can do whatever. Just let me know if you need anything. Like if you need help moving something or lifting
Yeah.
something, more than happy to get involved. Until then, I'll just I
No,
don't need to be
no.
involved in this. Like you're smarter and better. Than
Oh,
I am at this.
honestly,
There's no point.
you know, and you want to give a sarcastic answer and you don't, so you'll be installing a new toilet for someone, and honestly, you've taken the old one out, you've got a new toilet, you've just unpacked it, and I'll say you are going to put a seat on that, aren't you? Crikey. No. Oh, it's funny you say that. I've been plumbing for 20 years. I didn't know that you had to put a seat on a bloody toilet. Thanks for that. No, it's amazing. I wonder why I was getting bad feedback off everybody with their cold asses sat with no seat.
It's honestly, it's one of the most frustrating things in the world to me. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world to me.
I know. Anyway, I've got to go, Charlie.
Enjoy the match.
Get myself rigged up.
Okay, so
Everything sounds rude today, like I say for some reason.
It's mainly because you say it all with a smirk, and then after go, oh. If you just firmed it, it'd be fine.
Yeah, and even that sounded rude when you said that.
So yeah, but you see that no reaction from me. I just
reaction.
no-sold it straight down the middle. No messing. Bish bash bosh, done.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I've got to get ready. Got to switch me what's it on, get me mouse out, and
switch your what's it on. Fair enough. Enjoy the match.
Untangle me hood me cable.
Oh, there you go. Very exciting.
See you later. Enjoy the game, and everybody else watching. Enjoy the game. I'll catch you boys later and girls. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Gonzo there. You love to see it, don't you? You love to see it. Thank you all for joining. I hope you're all well. We are but 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes away from kickoff for West Ham United versus Wolves in the Premier League. We're coming off the back of Thursday. I think there's a lot more confidence and a lot more energy and vibrance to the fan base. It feels like a lot more, certainly some trepidation. Me and Geo spoke about it on the video the day after. Some trepidation in the sense of like that win will mean nothing if we got battered by Wolves, for example. But certainly coming into this, there's a lot more. I hope we do that again. Let's get in there, which feels a lot more positive a tone than usual, to be fair. But let's talk about confidence levels on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most. How confident are you of a West Ham result today? Lob those in chat, and while we do that, we'll run through the teams once more. Well, we'll probably do it again at some point. But just in case you are just joining us, I'll look for the bottom while I do that. They line up as such. West Ham United start with Fabianski in goal. Soufal, Zuma, Aged, and Emerson are in defence, with Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, and Souček in midfield. Mohamed Kudus starts on one side, Lucas Paquetá on the other, and Jared Bowen probably down the middle. Practically unchanged, apart from Zuma coming in, which makes sense. As Gio was saying earlier, and I agree with him, I do think Zuma is our best centre-back on his day. And obviously as club captain, it kind of makes sense that he comes back in, but in a very Ledley King style way. We sort of have to manage it because I agree also with Gonzo. There is something about the way he moves, especially at the moment, that really concerns me. Outside of that, I mean, it's basically the 11 I would pick up, honestly. No complaints whatsoever from me. I'm very happy with this as a side. Hopefully we play the exact sort of football we were playing against Wolves. On Thursday. Again today against Wolves, and we really stepped to them. And I think we have the 11 on the pitch to make it work. I think we're finally sort of settling on something. It feels like, and I do feel like this is the strongest. It's not ideal. There's certainly improvements we need to make in general, but I'm happy with it. The bench being Areola, Ogbonna, Mavropanos, Kera, and Cresswell. Fornals is on the bench along with Ben Rama, Danny Ings, and Mubama. Well, Gonzo was a former plumber, so You got to respect it. You got to respect it. Good afternoon to my mentor, of course, my guru, my sage, Mr. Pardew. Hope you're well, sir. See you at halftime, John. Appreciate you for coming, my friend. Appreciate you for coming. Hello as well to everyone else. Wetty, good to see you, sir. Have a good stream for you now. We'll be back now. We'll be taking score predictions in just a moment. AS, good to see you. Whoever else was in there, probably. Chuck, good to see you. Whoever said NDL. My G. GP's coming in with a strong 1. We are facing Craig Dawson at the end of the day. 6, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 8, 7, 7, 6, 7, 6.99 reoccurring, 5, 9, 7, 4-0, says CD. Coasting 10. Listen. If only. If only, my bro. If only. Freak is coming in with a solid 4. 5 for confidence, 7. 8. Dan is saying hi, Charlie. A cold and tired, but hopeful. 69 nice. I'm a bit warm right now. I'm a bit warm. I do have a big duvet over me. Usually I have the smaller duvet. Today I've got the bigger duvet over me. Maybe that's affecting the regulation temperatures going on. I have not seen comments about it. To be honest with you, I don't listen to anything he says. I'll be honest. Like Geo Gonzo earlier was talking about what he might have said about Cornet and all this other sort of stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I just never listened to. I never pay attention to anything he says at all. It just is what it is. What are you going to do? Relative confidence though from the chat. Probably averaging out at about a 6.5-ish, maybe a 7. Sort of not too bad. Not overall, not overwhelming confidence, but also not under. Although again, I do strongly agree with Logan there. I can't lie. We'll take that, Budgie. We'll take that. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Let's have a look at this Wolves team because they are playing with Bentley in goal. Suppose he's West Ham fan. Don't know whether he is or he isn't, but suppose it's something that's been said for years about him. Back when we were trying to buy him, Semedo, Dawson. I've got nothing left. Kilman and Totti. In defence with Gomez, Lamina and Bellegarde. In midfield with Sarabia, Huang and Cunha. In the attacking roles. Strong Wolves team, to be fair. Very strong Wolves team with maybe the best centre-back in world football. Their subs bench is King. Let me do it in positional order. I wrote it down in positional order. King, Doherty, Ait-Nouri, Bueno, Traore, Doyle, Silva, and the man whose name I can never pronounce. And I will wait until I hear the commentator say it out loud and I can remember. Those are the two lineups. And where we're at. Let's go with score predictions because we're about 3 minutes away from kickoff now. 3.5 minutes away from kickoff. So this is the time when I'll ask you for your final score predictions. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. Lob those score predictions, those final score predictions in chat, and we will together. I slept weirdly on my wrist, and the pain is strong, and it hurts. I suffer for my art. In this instance, no. What a man. Dawson's one can only dream, Topher. One can only dream. We'll be taking that. Just had my lunch. Hope we have a good game. 3-1 to the mighty Harris. How are you, Ty? Henry, I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. Hope you had a nice lunch. Ionix is saying 1-0. Ionix is saying 1-1. Steven's saying 1-0. HDU is saying 3-0 to Wolves. Richard's gone 2-1, 0-0, 4-2, 1-1. Dawson own goal with a header for old time's sake. I would love to see it. A James Ward-Prowse whipped in corner and then Dawson just smashes it home just to show us what's missing. What man? Just miss him every day. Logan's gone with 3-1. We've got another 3-1, a 3-2. We got another 3-2. We got another 3-2. We got a 2-1. We got a 3-1. Walsall score first and look good. Totally fluff it second half. Scott is saying 4-1. Henry's saying 4-1. So Scott said 4-3. 2-1. So, oh my god, it's just skipping all over the place. 2-0. Says Dean. 2-1 says Kaiser. Hammers 5-2 says Paul. 4-1, 3-0, 2-0, 2-0 to us, 3-1. Dawson's definitely scoring off a corner. West Ham 4, Craig Dawson 3, says Graham. 3-1, Kudus hat-trick. 5-0, 2-1 to the Mighty Ducks. I mean, Irons. We take it. 3-3 says Mr. Pardew, Dawson own goal. Dawson. To be honest with you, I now would respect it and take it. 3-0 says Shane. Steve going the opposite. 4-1. There are definitely ways you can watch the game, by the way, which is about to kick off very soon. I, of course, will be watching through the North Idaho Internet. What did we say? Independent. Dean, you wrote it down. It was the NIITS. The North Idaho Independent TV service, I believe. That's how I'll be watching it. So I will be slightly behind you. But I do have a timer in the top corner which says exactly how far behind you I am. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, because it's on Sky Sports today, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs, of course, are welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links in which you will find what you're looking for. Dean, if you do have one that's working, do let me know. Because I will say, just give the Discord a couple of minutes. It's an earlier kickoff today, which means people are tired and that, but they do a wonderful job. And make sure to thank Affers and Ginge and people like that who are around the Discord. Ben, who do big work over there. Russell's saying 3-1. Jeff is saying 2-1 Warprowse. I'll tell you what, we're due a Warprowse free kick. 3-2 says Artel. Thank you for your kind comments, by the way, on the Hamalytics question you wrote when you were like, thank you, we missed you on the thing and stuff. It was I don't know if I said that on Thursday. I might have. It just, 4-3 says Tom. 2-0 Dawson own goal, and then he does crossed hammers. Yes, come on, Snazzy, come on. 4-1 it's Danny Heidi. I didn't put Dan. Where's Danny? Something I'll have to sort out at some point. Draw 2-0. That's the one. Thank you. The NIITS. Yes. I thought I had it in the end. I thought I had it. Yeah, we'll be kickoff will be in a few moments' time for me, although it might have just happened for you. Like I said, I will get Danny momentarily. He had a long night last night. Can I not do that? He was out until out to the early morn. You know how it goes. Some days. The teams are getting ready. Where? He's on the floor, bless him. Hang on. Here he is. My girlfriend showed me, right? I didn't know this. Right? But there's a second bit down here that you can use to like stick it in and it stands up properly. And I haven't been doing that the entire time. So he's more stable now than he once was, and you love to see it. We've kicked off at the London Stadium. It's West Ham United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 kings in the name of the boy Peach, of course. Let's just make this accurate to where it actually is. There we go. Good to see you, son. Got in at 3:50 a.m. today after my work, dude. Jesus Christ. Keep you awake? I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. My gut says no. Wolves came forward. Sufal clearing it in the early stages of the game. We'll see how it plays out. I want to see what their formation looks like. Whether it is a 4 at the back with what it seems. I want to see how we line up. Cleared away from a Ged. Not great, but a header on from Alvarez lands at the feet of Bowen. Who's going to be on the right? Is it him or Kudus? It does seem to be Kudus. Bowen just sprints out of play there. Doesn't quite work him on. My G, thank you. If this even struggles a bit, I'll be skipping over there. I'm looking forward to New Year's. I saw you promoting it again. I'm hyped. Because I'm not doing anything for New Year's, so I'll probably be doing something in the house, but I don't know what we'll be watching or something. I'll do something. So it's gonna be on for you, boy. My trustworthy friends. Good to see. Big boot forward from. They're very much claiming for a handball there. Nicely done from Emerson. Takes it past his man, flicks it on. Nice 1-2 with Paquetá after beating his man. Emerson manages to get into the corner quadrant on the left-hand side. Looked to try and cross it. There wasn't a space open. And we end up playing it backwards, but it's nicely done. I love Emerson. Emerson this season's great. Alvarez striding forward, receives the ball nicely off Paquetá, who goes down emphatically. We win a throw-in, but wouldn't mind if Paquetá stayed up, but there we go. Does look like a 4 at the back, doesn't it? Can't say for certain, but the only time I've seen it did look like a 4 at the back to me. Paquetá, just in case you keep him count, has gone down emphatically for a second time in just as many minutes. Very unnecessarily, but there we go. What can you do? Wolves go back to passing it round in the back. Jared Bowen stepping forward. So is Mohamed Kudus charging them down. It does look like a 4 at the back. And we are all over them. Sarabia tries to get it forward and can't. Mohamed Kudus' touch. He tries desperately to keep that one in. Nice play so far from us. Souček and Ward-Prowse linking up down the right-hand side. Ward-Prowse lays it into Kudus, who's gone central. Nicely done from us. Winning the ball in a high, getting that high turnover, winning it up there, and trying to create something from it. Doesn't quite work out, but you love the intent of it. You love the intent of it. Passing around at the back, Kurt Zuma collects the ball and charges forward with it. Not taking too many risks in the early stages of this game. Whenever we do have the ball, just making sure. I mean, we never take any risk with David Moyes anyway, but certainly not doing it right now. Anytime we have the ball, if there is any sort of pressure, if there is anyone around us, just keeping possession. Deflected pass forward. We take the throw in. Take the throw in on the left hand side. He certainly. I don't think he'll get any. I don't think he'll get any. He's just a wonderful man. I did see. Hang on. We're playing the ball forward. Bowen pulls it back. Lucas Paquetá can't quite find a shot. Lamina gets in there. It's going to be a corner. A rare good throw in as well, and it was Emerson as opposed to Paquetá who's flicking it on from the throw in, gets charging forwards, and it's flicked into him from Jarrod Bowen. James Ward-Prowse picks out Bowen, who's just inside the area. The pull back to Emerson and Lamina covering him. Stops him. It's going to be a corner. I did see you saying the probability of West Ham network streaming with close on was 0 or something like that. I don't know how you worded it, but I enjoyed it, and I just wanted to give you the shout out because I enjoyed it. Anyway, it's going to be a corner to West Ham. Whipped in from James Ward-Prowse into that area. Zuma's header deflects up and away. We keep possession of the ball. Mohamed Kudus on the left-hand side puts it onto his stronger foot, looks to play it back in towards that exact same area. Zuma there again, can't quite get a strong head-off header on it. Lamina's header goes nowhere and it's hooked away from Semedo. Only for a West Ham throw-in in a very advanced position. Yeah, in a very advanced position. We take that. This is good so far. Again, we're aiming for that near corner once more, but it was a bit more dangerous that time. Wolves do have people capable of defending it, but we'll see. Goals conceded in the first 15 minutes. Wolves have the most this season. So we've got 10 minutes to score, is what I say. James Ward-Prowse collects it. That's not a bad ball in. Kudus was there, but can't get on the end of it. Hooked away once again by Wolves. Cunha trying to keep it under control, but James Ward-Prowse battling for it and somehow manages to keep it in. Fair play, James Ward-Prowse. Fair play, James Ward-Prowse. Really nice start, opening 6 minutes. Really, really nice start. Again on the ball, comes striding forward. James Ward-Prowse is the one who's pushing further forward as well, yet again, which is nice, as opposed to Thomas Souček. Kurt Zuma steaming forward like Mavropanos in his prime. You love to see it. He's by the corner flag. He goes to try and cross it in. So far, so good. Very happy with the opening stages of this game. It's feeling very, very similar to how we started on Thursday. I'm really liking it. It's got a corner now from this time from our right hand side, so we can't do the classic cross in. Wolves have of course conceded the least goals from corners this season, joint with Tottenham in 0. Can we change that? Corner from the right hand side, so we won't be able to whip it into that exact same spot. But Jarrod Bowen is standing over it, so maybe he will. Oh, he whips it in towards the back post, and it's tipped over from Dan Bentley. I don't think he had to get there, but he was a bit concerned and so tried to palm it over. So James Ward-Prowse was standing over it along with Jarrod Bowen, who instead is the one to sit in. To be fair, it might have just dipped into that top corner on the far side. I'm not sure. I think it probably was going over, but Dan Bentley wasn't certain, so he tips it over. We're going to get a corner from the opposite side now. This is our left-hand side. Only James Ward-Prowse is stepping. Oh, or is Emerson standing over as well? Maybe there as well. But you'd expect it to be crossed into that exact same position. It always is when it's James Ward-Prowse from the left-hand side. That whipped, dipping cross into the near post. Kurt Zuma's there. Thomas Souček tends to run in behind the box to get there. Instead, we take a short corner routine to Emerson. Oh, that's not bad. Back to Kudus, who volleys it straight into one of the Fulham Wolves defenders, and it's cleared away. But we continue with possession of the ball. I like this. Not only are we staying on top of them. Not only Fabianski with a long ball. Bold of him to pull it off, and it works, and Lucas Paquetá flips it over and then goes down emphatically, expecting a free kick, but nothing to be said. We keep possession of the ball, but I like this so far. I really like this. Not even in terms of the ambition and the way we're playing, but also I'm loving the fact we aren't just doing the exact same corner routines. I don't mind the short corner. You know, at the moment, it feels a bit of a waste, but I don't mind it too much right now because that left-hand side corner we've been doing just hasn't worked at all. Cunha plays it to Hwang. This is going forward quickly. Wolves, bad pass across. They managed to just about keep it in, but Emerson, nice tackle. He went right, fully Mavropanos. Just went on a wander up the pitch. You love to see it. It's a good counter-attacking opportunity there for Wolves that end up falling on. Big. Those corner quadrants are big for us, you know. The corner quadrants are big for us. He started very well. I'm loving him this season. Last season, I was not convinced by him by any stretch of imagination. For the first couple of games, I wasn't convinced by him still. Even though he was putting in good performances in those first couple of games for us this season, I still was like trepidatious given how he played last season. This season, we're seeing that Emerson that I saw in the early days of his when he was playing for Roma. He's looking so good. Wolves are coming forward again, a little bit out of position us, but we've sort of got back into some sort of shape, but the numbers aren't quite there. Good, I'll tell you what, well done again by Emerson. It was a little bit awkward the way he slid in, but he stopped it, and that's the important bit. Jarrod Bowen wins the throw. Takes it quickly, finds Paquetá. The pace of this game is good. Steams forward, Jarrod Bowen. Finds James Ward-Prowse 1-2. He's got Kudus on the far side. If he can find him, couldn't quite take him. To be fair, he had a lot to take on there and couldn't quite make it work. This is very end-to-end so far. It feels like I've seen games in Portugal like this, where it just bounces around real quick. It's not our usual tempo. It's very quick right now. Rohan saying Hwang will score for Wolves and we will lose 3-1. I assume you're a West Ham fan, Rohan. If you're not, if you're a Wolves fan, I take it. If you're a West Ham fan, it's unfortunate. And I think Hwang will score as well. But, you know, we move. I don't know. I honestly don't know how this game's going to... I'm going to go with 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1, but yeah, I don't know how this game's going to play out. That poll, by the way, I'll end it now because I forgot to end it before. We asked, choose one. Would you rather beat Liverpool or beat Wolves? And 62% of people said they would rather beat Liverpool, for 37 saying Wolves. Smedo coming forward down the right-hand side, looking to take on his man. We've got into that defensive shape now. Tell you what, he was bullied off the ball there by Paquetá. Referee says no foul. I would have thought that was a foul, but Paquetá trying to just draw him in. Wolves doing well to nip the ball off him that time. Create a bit of space, shot straight into the hands of Fabianski from a tight angle. It was never happening from Cunha, to be fair, and Fabianski is more than equal to it. But most people, 62% of people said they would rather beat Wolves than would rather beat Liverpool than Wolves. So I would agree with the 62%. I would agree with the 62%. Very snowy, Reese. There, because it's as snowy as you'd expect, which is it's very snowy. Love to see that, Digi. Love to see that. Welcome to the past. How'd you enjoy it like I do? Zuma's socks are pulled so high to keep his legs on, otherwise they fall off. Yeah, it's like yeah. It's the reinforcement that's necessary, you know. It's the reinforcement that's necessary. Again, good pressure ends up forcing Dan Bentley to boot it long, and we win a throw in and we take the ball from there. We're doing well. I think this lineup specifically enables us to press higher a lot better. That James Ward-Prowse being more advanced, he's able to harry a lot more and to get involved in the press along with Bowen and then Kudus getting involved later on as well. It just helps us out in that stage, which is really nice to see. Because Thomas Souček, look, he can sort of do that press from the front line. It's not really his thing. He can kind of do it, but it's not really his vibe. And let's be real with James Ward-Prowse. He's not very good at defending deep either, so it's kind of the best idea for James Ward-Prowse to get the best out of him. We're putting him in that role to succeed, which is nice to see. Kudus, an awkward pass, and Souček at full stretch can't even get there. Thankfully, we managed to win the ball back. It is with Kudus, who tries to... It was a nice idea to through ball it to Soufal, and that one gets called up for a foul. I felt like that one was less of a foul than the last one with Paquetá, if I'm being honest. I felt like the Paquetá one was a foul. And this one, Bellegarde gets to the ball first, and it was sort of felt shoulder to shoulder 50-50 to me, but referee says no. Haley's on holiday. You love to see it, Haley. As someone who's working for the rest of the week, jealous. I'm jealous. Zoom is like Rayman. M. Collingwood. What a reference. Thank you very much, my friend. This is a very Charlie reference. Shout out to all my Rayman heads in the chat. You know, I love it. I'm here for it. Rayman Origins specifically a 10 out of 10 game. Don't care what anyone else says. Legends a 9 out of 10 for me. Lots of other bangers. You know, Rayman 1 on the PlayStation 1. When he beats the level and it goes da 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 and there's like a little ding. Lots of vibes. I just want to talk about Rayman now. Rayman 2, The Great Escape, incredible soundtrack. I'm going to stop now. We've got to throw in on the right-hand side, Dawson nodding it out. Don't like seeing him in another shirt. Don't like seeing him in another shirt. Like seeing him, but don't like seeing him in another shirt. Kudus lays it out wide to Soufal. Ball over to the far side is collected from Paquetá, who tries to improvise a flicked shot over the top of Bentley, but can't quite make it work. It goes out and over. Not a great cross from Soufal. But again, whipping it into that space is going to be difficult. You've got Kilman, you've got Dawson especially in there, who are big boys, and we've got, Bowen and people like that. I mean, Souček was getting involved there, so maybe you'd want to whip it in onto his head, but those sort of crossing positions are going to be difficult. You're going to want to see pullbacks more often than not. And when it did come across to Paquetá, felt like maybe there were better options in the shot. But again, nice high turnover. Once again, forcing them into a mistake. Winning the throw-in. This is a brilliant opening 15 minutes from us. Nice flicked ball forward for Jared Bowen, who's on the left-hand side in that corner quadrant. Look for the cross deflects off Semedo. It's going to be another corner. Really nice opening 15 minutes. Really nice opening 15 minutes. Apologies, Max. Apologies. Hope you enjoy your holiday, bro. Again, I'm very jealous. Yes. My guy. See, this is why me and Dean's a good man. Dean's a good man. Listen, most people would say Legends is better. I'm just going to talk about Rayman for a second while we sat up the corner. Most people would say Legends is better than Origins, and I respect their opinion for it. I do. I respect them. They're wrong. Origins is better, but I respect them. Some of my closest friends say Legends is better, but not quite. Whipped in from that left-hand corner from James Ward-Prowse into that usual area. Does not quite work out. Kudus tries to nod it forward. Can't quite make it happen either. And this is a good opportunity to Wolves with a counter-attack. This is a very nice opportunity for Wolves with a counter-attack. Sarabia on the left-hand side tries to pull it back across, and Souček, who drops deep, just hooks that one away, not very far. And Wolves continue to have possession of the ball. It's a little bit deeper, and we've got our usual shape. And there you go, James Ward-Prowse winning it back. Nice interception. Jared Bowen steaming forward. He's got James Ward-Prowse just on the outside of him. Kudus arriving at the far post. He goes down on the tackle from Dawson. Going to be a free kick to James Ward-Prowse. Dawson saying no way. And to be honest with you, I might agree a little bit with Dawson. James Ward-Prowse does really well there, nipping in, intercepting, and then charging forward, doing well to create space. And again, I probably wouldn't have said that was a foul either. He maybe pushes him. It felt a bit more 50-50 to me. Again, I don't know where people lie on those ones. It seems to be a referee by referee decision. However, it is going to be a free kick to West Ham. Is it within James Ward-Prowse shooting distance? Potentially. Lucas Paquetá is also there. Souček's coming across to ask what's going on. This is a huge opportunity. It's a big opportunity for us. Dan Bentley is organising the wall. James Ward-Prowse, he can hit them from this range. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would have to be absolutely spectacular. We've seen him score from this kind of range before. It does feel a lot more like a routine position, a crossing position. Maybe you've got people like Kurt Zuma who'd be charging towards the back post on the far side. You've got Thomas Suchek on the near post. It's slightly further across to the left-hand side. You could see a situation and maybe the ball's played in towards Kurt Zuma, who nods it across to Suchek arriving late. Agaird's gone towards the near post. He shoots, he hits it straight into the hands of, well, not straight into the hands. Bentley is equal to it. It's an easy save from Bentley in the end. James Ward-Prowse steps up and he looks to try and get that whip and dip towards that bottom left-hand corner, but it's easily collected from Dan Bentley. It's difficult from that sort of range. It's just a bit too far to go for that sort of shot. When he did score from a free kick from that sort of range for Southampton, it was a sort of knuckleball, hit and hope type deal, and it flew in, whereas that was a lot more placed and whipped, and you'd have to hit it significantly harder than that, and I'm not sure anyone can hit it that hard. It comes out wide to the left-hand side for Wolves, looking to try and whip the ball in. Kurt Zuma stoops down and headers it. Somehow it doesn't go out at some point, and Kudus flicks it away. Wolves trying to physically battle and lose. As Thomas Suchek has the ball, Jarrod Bowen can't quite get the flick on before a good tackle from the defender, and Sufal lets that go in for a throw. It's a good question. I was thinking this. I think wouldn't he, if he scored this, would be his 18th. So obviously, like in our heads, James Ward-Prowse scores direct free kicks more often than he does. But that's just because getting a direct free kick and scoring it are both very difficult things to do. He's still significantly better than anyone else at it. But I was thinking this the other day. I was going to try and figure it out. And I was watching a compilation of his free kicks, all the free kicks he scored in the Premier League. But I just didn't bother to do the maths. Part of me feels maybe it is, but I'm not sure. A Rain Man sequel called The Great Escape? Maybe. Kudus can't quite get the tackle in. It's whipped in from Wolves, but again, Fabianski comes and collects it solidly. He looked to try and play the ball out quickly there, but there was no one in the space he paces it to. But again, I like the pressing work from Paquetá there, and James Ward-Prowse sort of preemptively went into a good space. Wolves managed to keep the ball in the end, but it was nicely done at least. Bit of awful control there from Bellegarde, and it's going to go out for a throw-in once again. I know what you mean. I remember them very clearly. I remember them very clearly separated, because you had Origins came out on the PS3, the 360, it came out on like PSP, it came out on Vita. I got the Platinum for it on both PS3 and Vita, because, you know, that's the kind of nerd I am. And then Legends was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive, but then the Wii U came out and didn't sell very well, so then they ended up releasing it on everything. But that meant it had a lot of Murphy in it, where you'd have to touch the Wii U screen to try and good block there from Alvarez. It's going to be a corner to Wolves, where you'd have to do lots of like Murphy, like flicking things and touching things and stuff like that. And then when you played it on PS3 or Xbox 360 or anything else, it would just be a button press. So I remember them specifically because of that. Also, the art style was very, very slightly different. But that's just the kind of nerd I am about these things. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a corner. It's going to be a corner to Wolves. Alvarez with a nice stop there. It's just the kind of nerd I am. Whipped in. Oh, there's a header, but thankfully it doesn't come to anything. Alvarez tries to hook it away. Paquetá will nicely flick around there to get that. This is a great opportunity. You got Kudus is screaming forward. And that's a brilliant ball from Paquetá to Mohamed Kudus, who's come forward. He's 1v1 with the defender. He slows down slightly, hits it from range. Mohamed Kudus with an absolute slapper from range. It's 1-0, and yet again he scores. Mohamed Kudus, beautifully done, and goes and sits on the hoardings in front of the away fans. Probably going to end badly for him one day, but not with the finish. What a finish. Streaming forward from their failed corner. Lucas Paquetá with the assist is absolutely beautiful. And Mohamed Kudus, he goes 1v1 with the defender. It feels like he takes a little bit too long, and he cuts in onto his strong foot from range and hits it the opposite side of Dan Bentley, who's completely wrong-footed. It's really well done. The three men touching it from the corner are Paquetá, Alvarez and Kudus. You love to see it. That ball from Paquetá is absolutely brilliant. There's people alongside him. Alvarez is one of them. I think James Ward-Prowse is the other. But Kudus sees the opportunity and from range slaps it into that bottom corner. Beautiful. What a finish. Mohamed Kudus. 1-0. 1-0. Kudus with the left foot. Duduf. Big. Big. Little replay of him and Zuma dancing there. One day that sitting on the hoarding in front of the away fans is going to go, not 10, Charlie, get this off. It's going to end poorly, but at that point, you love to see it. Notice the way he ran forward, not on the side where Craig Dawson is. Smart. Smart. But there you go. 1-0. Come on. Come on. Awesome from Paquetá. And a brilliant finish as well. I haven't watched that video with him and your man yet on the main channel. I saw it got uploaded. Was it earlier today or yesterday? I saw it, but I haven't watched it yet. With Governor B. I need to watch it at some point. Come on. Brilliant signing. Honestly, we've got such a fun group of players right now. I absolutely love it. It was an awesome counter. Really, really good. Traceability. I choose to make the Overwatch reference, you know. He went forward with the pace of Tracer and Overwatch. That's the reference I'm going to make. Suchek plays it forward to Sofao. Kudus again on the right-hand side. Tries to take on, I think it was Lamina. No, it wasn't Lamina. Tried to take on Bellegarde, but they couldn't quite make it work. It's going to be a throw-in regardless. It wasn't even Bellegarde, was it? Who was it? It was Totti. He's very good. I don't know how I would even begin to quantify it, but he's very, very good. I'm not going to lie. Long throw from Sofao. It's not bad. Zuma gets a flick onto it. We're battling. There's an opportunity for Bowen. Can't quite drop for him. And it's hoofed away from Wolves. And we once again take possession of the ball. I want to see what the possession is saying at the moment. Because I haven't actually looked it up. I can get it open. Second. Match center. What's possession looking like? Because we've had a lot. Yeah, we've had 55% possession so far today. Which is good. Kudus plays it into Jarabona, looks to try and take the shot. Ends up flicking it to Ward-Prowse instead. Paquetá, nice short pass to Ward-Prowse. Maybe the ball back. It was a nice idea. The box was flooded with orange shirts. Couldn't quite find anyone, but it was a nice idea to hit the pull back as opposed to just dinking it in from that position. West Ham win it back with Naya Faged. Good work. Alvarez comes away with the ball. By the way, Logan Gaming, I did see you in there. And I do remember you. I hope you're well, bro. But I did see you pop up in there, and I forgot to pull it up, I think. I don't remember pulling it up. Kudus spreads the ball. Sorry, not Kudus. Zuma. I've just got Kudus on the brain. Zuma spreads the ball across to Emerson. It was a bit awkward, but West Ham come away with it regardless. Good question. I don't actually know. I've not been keeping up with it. Is that where we're at? Nice flick forward. Jared Bowen's going to try and. I tell you what, he made a meal of it. He loses out to corner. I felt like that was a corner for us. Referee said it's a goal kick. Maybe he just saw it was Craig Dawson and went, I can't give it any other way. This is too much. There is no way Craig Dawson would allow this to go out for a corner. But Jared Bowen, last man, flicks it in. I mean, yeah, it was definitely a corner. But listen, would I go against Craig Dawson? No, I would not. I'll be honest with you. Alvarez does well just to play that one forward. Paquetá wins a throw-in. Just baiting it in again. I don't mind him. I know it's one of those things where a lot of people don't like. I don't mind him doing this baiting stuff. It's very scary sometimes, but I don't mind it too much especially when it works. I like how much better it works. As far as I'm aware, VAR is not used for corner stuff. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, do someone in chat correct me. But as far as I'm aware, it's not used for that stuff. What I like here is Gone Fishing has gone fishing, and not a single person has not a single person. Nice save from Fab there, literally as it pops up. Not a single person has responded. You gotta love to see it. Gone fishing. Come again in 5 minutes when you could maybe try fishing again and maybe doing something better than that because that was poor effort. Again, loses out on the ball, and then Cunha takes a shot from range quickly before anyone can really close him down. Thomas Suchek was there. It was a difficult situation there. Probably would have been better to have not gone for the shot, but it's one of those ones where when it works out, it looks absolutely spectacular, and he does force a corner, so not exactly a bad situation for a Wolves perspective. They're going to have a corner from their left, our right-hand side, whipped in, headed away from Alvarez. Once again, their second corner aimed at that back post area. Cunha once more flicks it back to Sarabia, who plays it again into that position again. Nicely flicked away. Kudus couldn't quite get there, but Fabianski comes and collects it. Kudus wins a free kick just past the halfway line. Really nice opening half an hour. Really, really nice opening half an hour from us. Like, I'm really happy with our opening half an hour so far today. It's worked really well from us. We've shown our intent. We've stepped forward. We've got some really nice high turnovers. We've created opportunities from that. We've done really nicely in our passing play. Paquetá is playing brilliantly. Kudus is doing really well. And then when we have had the opportunity to counter-attack from their corner, we did it absolutely brilliantly. So I'm really happy from opening half an hour. Really, really happy. That's not to say Wolves haven't had opportunities to do something. Like I said, they've had, I think, 2 corners so far. Couple of shots from range. But, I mean, really, I think we've been the better side. And I'm very happy watching this. Very happy so far. Hopefully we can keep it up for we've got 15 minutes left till halftime plus stoppages. And then, of course, the second half. But it's feeling a lot more. It was a bold play from Paquetá. That's not paid off there. But if we can keep this up, it's feeling very much like the Freiburg game so far. Obviously, Wolves are kind of a little bit more dangerous than Freiburg, but honestly, not by much. I think we're doing quite well. To be fair, I think recently he's not been too bad at it. He's done a couple of long range. Look at that hair. He's done a couple of insane long range passes that have worked out as well. But in general, it's a dream. It's never going to happen again. Nice tries for the high turnover. They didn't quite work out last time, but we are giving it our best shot with high turnovers. It's doing really well in that sense. Played out wide to Totti to try and whip it in. That's not a bad position for Wolves. The shot comes in, but it hits off one of the many claret shirts ahead of him. Kilman whips it out to Semedo, who tries to cross it in. Oh, it almost landed to Bellegarde there. Thankfully, it doesn't. And Sofal flicks it forward to James Ward-Prowse, who tried to find Jarrod Bowen, couldn't quite manage it. We lose out the ball a little bit too easily there. Strong reaction from the crowd. Wolves have possession of the ball on about the halfway line, trying to work their way forward. Again, we've got the numbers back in the positions we want them to be in. Dawson, Lamina. They've been forced back a little bit, but I was going to say they found their way through. It wasn't too difficult, although that's a nice interception from Kurt Zouma. Finds Paquetá. Oh, that's a brilliant ball again to the feet of Mohamed Kudus, who's through again. Mohamed Kudus makes it 2. Paquetá, Kudus, thank you very much once more, and it's 2-0. Paquetá is on it with these balls to Kudus. There's that, you're feeling like the link up is just getting there now. They've jumped on the hoardings once again in front of the away fans. This time facing him again. This can only end poorly at some point. But Paquetá is now. I think we're starting to get that link up where he's understanding where Kudus is going to be with these runs. He's trusting him to make runs into that space. And once again, an utterly beautiful ball through to Kudus, and the finish that time is awesome. He's charging it down, and this time he doesn't have to cut inside onto his strong foot. He just pushes it slightly wide, and then with his weak foot plays it in. Starts with a beautiful intercept from Kurt Zouma, finds Paquetá. The ball to Kudus is so good, and you've got Kilman coming across to try and stop him, but before he can, slots it in with his weak foot. Mohamed Kudus, left foot, right foot. Can we get him a header? Awesome stuff. 2-0. So good. Paquetá, 2 assists. Kudus, 2 goals. Thank you very much. It's West Ham United 2. It's Wolves 0. I am loving it. Really good first half from us. Really, really good. Come on. Come on. You hate to see it done to Craig Dawson. But again, notice both times Craig Dawson not involved. If he was, probably wouldn't have scored. Putting it out there. Because I think it was Kilman who was chasing Kudus. If it was Craig Dawson, I retract my statements. Come on, Joe. Let's go. Hope you're well, Joan, by the way. Let's go. Really nice finish. Really nice finish. We've seen two brilliant finishes from him now. Two completely different styles of finishes as well. And we win the ball on the halfway line and we go again. Mohamed Kudus on the ball. He's got Soufal on the overlap. He finds him. Back to Kudus. Never quite got control of the ball, but manages to keep possession. Plays it to Alvarez. We go over to the left-hand side. Ward-Prowse is there. Emerson joins him. He's got Paquetá slightly deep in that half space. Short to Bowen. Oh, good battling and good winning the ball back in high positions. Again, Paquetá just... I'll tell you what, Bowen did well to try and keep the ball there. Managed to find Paquetá nicely. Who maybe a little bit overplayed, but I'm here for him. Nicely done. I said 1-1. I said 1-1. You know. Oh yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Very rarely look at the views. Second half views are always high, but I never really look at them too much at the moment. I look at the likes a lot, but again, I've also forgotten to flip and change the name to watch long. Again, I did this last game as well. Wolves come forward, down the left-hand side. Cunha, who drops deep, tries to find Semedo. Oh, Paquetá does really well. He is on one today. He just managed to keep that in, but Semedo manages to match him, but Paquetá is definitely on one. Cunha tries to flick it forward for Hwang. Emerson with the intercept. Nicely done. We almost play ourselves into trouble there, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I tend to look at likes more. I tell you what, we're 1 like off 300, so we're flying in that sense as well. So we're listen, as a group, we're nailing it today. On pitch and in stream vibe-wise, we're nailing it. We're nailing it. We're having a grand old time. I just can't quite get the control there. It bounces off him, but he manages to win the ball. I'll be honest, I thought he kept it in. Is that a free kick or is it a... I don't know if it's a free kick. I don't know if it's a cross. I don't know which... or free or a throw-in. I don't know which one it is, but it's gone to us somehow. Fair play, Mark. Fair play. Well, listen, I say this every single time. You probably have heard me say it before. Say it at the beginning of the stream twice, I think, but fans of all clubs are welcome. Jason played this weekend. I'm so out of the loop. So out of the loop. By the way, Dean, I've changed over to yours, and I changed over to yours about 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Did Chelsea play this week? I've sort of been completely out of the loop of football today, and this weekend in general. They played yesterday. Oh, I lie. I did hear about Chelsea being Sheffield United. I lied. I did hear about that. For some reason, it emptied my brain. But you're always welcome here, Mark, is the point I was going to make. You're always here welcome, bro. You can really baby was listen. I do have baby. There are a whole new batch, a whole new bag, a whole new net of baby bells available if necessary. But we're doing all right today. I also want to go and see if I can find one of these massive ones. Ward-Prowse, nice ball out to Paquetá on the left. Tries to whip it in with his weak foot, with his right. Can't quite make it. But then again, Emerson with a nice tackle finds Paquetá, pulls it. Oh, the pullback's a nice idea. Soufal arrives late and goes for a hammer shot. Paquetá's a mile offside there. It's going to be a corner. He leaves it. Nicely done. Nicely done. We take the corner. Soufal went for an absolute hammer of God style shot. Is that weapon from Gears of War? The laser one with the... It felt like that. He just ran onto it and just absolutely walloped it. Thomas Hitzlsperger style. And it flicks off one of the Wolves defenders ahead of him, and it's going to be a corner. Vlad, not one for scoring goals, but not one for lack of trying. I'll tell you that much. Ward-Prowse, I'll tell you what, Kudus, get on ahead of it. Get a header. Perfect hat trick. again, whipped into that exact same position as we always do. Doesn't work out as it always does, but that's fine. But he does well, Kudus, to stop that one from going any further forward, winning the ball back. Big boot forward from Fabianski. Fabianski significantly better at the long kick than Areola, which is weird given how good Areola is on the floor, but long balls, Fabianski all day. Thomas Souček. It was a nice idea to try and find Kudus, but that was a much more Souček-esque pass in that it was not accurate than the usual long balls he's been doing at the moment, which have been laser-focused accurate somehow. Yes, very much so. Very much so. Absolute one. Look at that. Most touches of this match, Paquetá, who's second, Emerson. Shows how important that combo is down that left-hand side for us. It's so, so important. And everything we do goes through that. Sofal goes down there holding his face. I think up against Craig Dawson. The only man who could put Sofal on the floor there, Craig Dawson. Just walks into the forearm of Craig Dawson. Don't know who to back in that scenario. You know? All I know is if there's... Sofal wouldn't go down usually. And if there's one man who can put him on the floor, it's Craig. It's Craig. Yeah, that's one of the things I like. Obviously, he's so brilliant going forward and his dribbling and his shooting and everything. And today he's specifically doing incredibly with that sort of stuff. But that's one thing I've been really pleasantly surprised and really happy with since he's joined us, is that off the ball work rate, that defensive side of his game hasn't been lacking at all. And when you have David Moyes as your manager and you are working in a system where the wingers are, you know, mandated to sort of come back and get involved with the defensive side of stuff, he's been doing it brilliantly, and I don't think he's potentially, from a fitness perspective, we see he sort of tires out towards the 60, 65, 70 minute mark, but that is because he's putting in such hard work, which is not something I saw him do at Ajax. It's really nice. I'm really, really happy with it. Cunha at the far post the far post in the middle of the park, tries to hit the volley, it deflects off, and then a secondary shot, big deflection off. Is going to be, I believe, a corner. Again, this is these moments that I've spoken about where they have had the opportunity there. Semedo tries to play the ball in, and Cunha, who's dropping deep, and I think potentially it's suiting us a little bit in that Cunha and Hwang, who are obviously the most sort of threatening players from Wolves. Cunha playing sort of a central role. He's playing more of a false nine style thing. Whipped in, headed away easily from the corner there from Kurt Zouma. Rises up nicely to it. Bellegarde looking to flick it in. Once again, Gerd gets the header away, flicked away from Emerson, back in towards the box. Head tennis ensues between West Ham and Wolves here. James Ward-Prowse battling for it physically, can't quite make it work. Flick round was a nice idea. Still bouncing up and down and all around at the moment. And Kudus somehow loses out a foul there. I don't know if it was a handball. It was the only way I could think of it happening. I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like obviously you have Cunha who sort of drops deeper into those areas. He's not like a last line striker type guy. A bit like he's not like a Mikel Antonio who's going to play on that last line and try and force the defenders here, there, and everywhere and push them back to give people more space. He's dropping into that area and trying to sort of drag them away from the centre back positions to give space to the likes of Hwang and Sarabia to get into those more advanced central positions. And that's just playing into our strengths, in my opinion. But it is meaning that he is just sort of naturally appearing in that zone. I can't remember what I always forget the name of it. But the zone that's just outside the area where the D is, basically. That area of the pitch, he is sort of consistently finding space there. And thankfully, all of his shots are being met by a wall of claret shirts, as you would expect from that position. But it is giving him a little bit more joy than you would expect. But ultimately, nothing that he's doing is that dangerous. So it's sort of okay, and it's kind of what we want. There's a reason why David Moyes loves his big centre-backs who are good at blocking, and there's a reason why we were after, what's his name? Former Burnley, Everton, Tarkowski. There's a reason why we were after Tarkowski, because his blocking numbers are just insane, and that's kind of what we want. We want them to be in those sort of areas and want them to shoot from range and just block stuff. Does feel like after the set, it does feel, don't get me wrong, it does feel a little bit like the last sort of 10 minutes, Wolves have maybe crept into it a tiny bit. But again, not to any sort of significant extent. It's feeling very, very Freiburg right now. And with a 2-0 lead, we're still doing all right. We're still doing well. It feels like we're very, very dangerous. It just feels like they've got a little bit more than they had previously, but it's still not that much. Yeah, I've been impressed with him as well. No complaints. Got some decent blocks in. Like you say, going about his business kind of quietly, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You'd imagine Eric Ten Hag is sort of on the ropes a little bit. Foul, apparently a foul there. You'd imagine he's a little bit on the ropes. We'll have to see what happens, obviously, but you'd imagine he's under a little bit of pressure at least. Yeah, Foul went in with his arm, let's say, more than his leg. Went in, the arm across. It's a definite foul. It's a definite foul. You could argue it's a yellow as well, to be honest. Yeah, CoCom's just saying the same thing there. Is Alan Smith on co-commentary for Sky Sports? It's whoever does it on FIFA, which is sending me for a loop because I'm used to him saying generalities that could just sort of exist in any scenario because it's commentary for a football game. Is it Alan Smith? I think it's Alan Smith. Good to see Steve. If anyone feel free to add to this by adding Steve in the chat, but I think we're doing well. Bowen through. He goes down. Referee says no pen. I don't think it was a pen either, to be honest with you. But a potential thing, we'll see the replay. But I think we're doing well, Steve. I think we're doing really well. It feels a lot like our Freiburg performance. Really, really nicely done. I'm very, very happy so far. Paquetá, nice turnover in advanced position. Finds Bowen, hits it off the inside of the post, and Dan Bentley was left standing. He was left completely and utterly rooted to the floor. And again, a really nice turnover, high turnover from James Ward-Prowse and Paquetá. Jared Bowen finds the ball in the D, shifts it onto his stronger foot, and Craig Dawson is there and he doesn't engage with him soon enough. Jared Bowen hits it through his legs, tries to bend it towards that bottom corner, and it pings off the inside of the bottom post. So close. Looking at the replay for the pen, or the potential pen. My stance is it's not a penalty. I'll be honest, my stance is it's not a penalty, but 4 minutes of added time, but it would not have shocked me if it was given. It wouldn't shock me if it was given at all. Two players come across and squash Bowen out of the way, but Bowen had already lost the ball and it was going to the referee, going to the goalkeeper by that point. I feel like if it was given as a penalty, I don't think Wolves could have complained and I wouldn't have been super surprised. But I personally, if I was the ref, wouldn't have given the penalty either. But it wouldn't have shocked me if it was given. Paquetá trying to stream forward. I'll tell you what, that's a very good tackle. Semedo did really well there, to be fair. Semedo did really, really well. 4 minutes of added time. 1 minute of it is gone. Big ball out wide, looking to try and switch the play there, Wolves. And that's a fantastic interception from Soufal. Kudus with the ball. Charge him. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. That's an easy free kick. Thank you very much. I think that was Lamina. Was it Lamina? No, it was Totti, who does get a yellow. That's an easy one. Kudus had him on toast there. Kudus absolutely had him on toast. Easy yellow card. Kudus just looked at him, stepped him, turned him one way, turned him the other end, and I was like, go on, have him, you can have him. Took him for pace and he just pushed him over. It's as easy a yellow as you're ever going to see, really. Just literally 2 hands on the chest. No. Like, could not have been more of a yellow if it tried. Totti, I think Totti's a good player, but that's one of the positions you don't want him in. He's a big boy, but he's just nowhere near as quick as Kudus, and Kudus had him there. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't shock me if Wolves went to try and do some sort of Keane Lewis Potter scored for Brentford, one-time West Ham target. Yeah, it would not surprise me if Wolves went for a sub with him at some point, because with him on a yellow and Kudus playing the way he is right now, he could be in a position where he might be getting rinsed consistently down that side and a red card could be coming in. Find that ball out to Kudus consistently, just pass it to him and ask him, just run at him. Because he's not only will he beat him significantly more than he'll lose out to him. Oh, that's not a bad cross, thankfully. It's going over the top of everyone. But it will also be a big problem for him. He's all over Kudus now. Bro, he is all over Kudus. He literally had both of his arms hugging him and just pulling him like that. Going to be a free kick deep for us. Be interested to see what Gary O'Neill does at halftime. Wolves haven't been good enough in general. We've done really well, but we haven't been flawless. I think we haven't been flawless, but they've not been good enough. Despite the fact we've done really well, I don't think it's as good a performance as we could have seen. We've just done really well. If Wolves were more... Oh, Kurt Zuma, that's a yellow. That's a yellow card at least. Yeah, yellow cards come out. He went in very hard on Cunha there. It's just awkward. Very, very awkward. Cunha does well to get the ball and to take it away, and Kurt Zuma just at full stretch. Yeah, easy yellow. Easy yellow. Be interested to see what both managers do. I mean, we know we'll probably come out exactly the same in the second half in terms of personnel. We'll see what the performance says. 4 minutes of added time is about to be up. Oh, little cheeky yellow card for Gary O'Neill there. But I'd be interested if he does make significant changes, what Moyes might do. I mean, again, we have the strongest 11 out, and there's not really much we have on the bench which could change it up significantly. Big ball in, almost lands to, I think it was Totti at the back post. Alvarez is down. I think he took one in the goalies, as it were. Big surging free kick. It's a great block from Alvarez, and I don't know if Fabianski would have got there, but Alvarez's crotch definitely did took that one solidly. Of course, the 4 minutes of added time are up, but you've had the free kicks and the yellows and everything else. So we're going to see this corner from Wolves. It's from their right, our left-hand side. Sarabia whips it in. Dawson at the back post heads it. And I tell you what, again, equal to it, nods it away, and there is the halftime whistle. Halftime, West Ham United 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. A really, really strong first half from us. Really, really strong first half. I am incredibly happy with it. It feels very similar to Freiburg. We have shown a lot of our range today. We've shown our ability to get in there and to get high turnovers and to win opportunities from it. We've shown our ability to counter-attack. Lucas Paquetá's passing to Kudus has been unreal. Kudus' finishing has been brilliant. We look incredibly dangerous and frankly, we look quite comfortable. Wolves have got into it slightly more after the last 10 minutes or so, but one, they haven't looked dangerous enough to where I would be really, really concerned about it. And two, the fact we're 2-0 up now means that when we do inevitably come out and we are a little bit more reserved, we do sit deep. We've shown that we are on it today, counter-attacking wise, and that through ball to Mohamed Kudus is incredibly effective. Totti, who is on him as the left back, is on a yellow card now. And so you can imagine he's only going to be more hesitant to try and really take on Kudus. And not only have we seen that when he's through one-on-one with a goalkeeper, he can finish. More importantly, we've seen that if you're a centre-back and you give him a little bit of space and back off, he can flick it onto his strong foot and finish it just as strong. So that's only going to play into our hands. I am really, really happy with our performance today. I'm really glad that we've seen a continuation from our Freiburg performance and our Freiburg style. And I can't lie, it's just really nice to see us playing right now. It's a really fun match to watch from my perspective, from my opinion, and it's just nice. Kudus is so fun to watch. Kudus is absolutely killing the game. He's in unreal form at the moment. And we just seem to be a team that's finally sort of clicking. It sort of seems to finally have all come together a little bit, Geo, and we sort of know exactly what we're doing, and we're getting the rewards for it.
It feels like a third half to the Freiburg game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think we're still playing the same style, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, by the way. I'm really, not just the scoreline, but I'm enjoying the way we're playing. I think we're in complete control of the game. I think we've added a bit of... I was getting ready to come on thinking, there's no real danger here. Wolves aren't chopping this at all. I think we've now got a little bit of an issue with Zuma on the yellow card, but bar that, it's perfection from West Ham in the first half. Just
pass the ball to Kudus and let him go at Totti at this point, you know what I mean? because Totti can't do anything. I was just saying there, it's
He'll
not only
something.
have not only I think they will as well. But not only have we seen, I think we've seen two sides of two things, right? First of all, from Kudus, you see him go 1v1 against the goalkeeper, slots it past him with his weak foot. And then we've seen if you do let him give a bit of space and he will put it onto his strong foot and shoot from range, he can also score from there. So it's a really good scenario when he's informed to just be like, you just have him, let him have the ball and have it. And I think from our perspective, we've seen, from West Ham's perspective, we've seen us playing on the front foot, getting those high turnovers and causing problems from that. But also that not only are we doing that effectively, but we are also doing the opposite side effectively. When we do have to sit deep and we do hit the counter, we seem like actually we know what we're doing on the counter, which is something we haven't seen for quite a while.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Nuri will come on for Totti at halftime, which is fine. Yeah, I think he's defensively a little bit concerning. I think O'Neill will probably switch to back three at halftime. I don't know why he went with the back four. Rules are far better with a back three than a four. I don't know why he's changed formation for this one. And he's played right into our hands, actually, coming a bit more offensive than usual. And it's given us the space. And we've seen there, like with Kudus's opener, well, both of them really, with like counter-attacking type goals where we've been afforded that room to move into. But he's some superstar, isn't he? He really is. He's just powering out there. But only good things for me, Charlie. Do you know what? This is just another bit of evidence, I think, that the supposed illness against Fulham was genuine. I mean, I think after Freiburg, I sort of believed it a little bit because I thought the performance, the effort levels and that were chalk and cheese. And I think today is more proof that Fulham was a one-off. But yeah, really good. The league table's looking good. We've got above Man United. Hopefully Liverpool beat them. And I just don't really have enough words to say except just complete credit to Moyes and the boys so far.
Nice, isn't it? It's nice. I'll be back in a few minutes, Gio.
Thank you very much. Right then, keep getting your thoughts into the live chat. Let's see what you are all saying. John says Paqueta and Kudus show with great supporting roles on Bowen, Emerson, Alvarez. Souček still not doing it. Chris saying Souček can't pass. I actually think Souček's been fine, to be honest with you. I think his passing's been all right. It's nothing fancy. He's not creative, but he's picking up from defence. He's shifting it relatively well. He's allowing James Ward-Prowse to get up and support Jared Bowen. I think Souček's been okay, but Dom also thinks he's a liability, very similar to Thursday when he kept losing possession in dangerous areas. Juicy P would get Zuma off from our panel. I agree. I think with the fixture congestion we've got, I think it's an easy sub for David Moyes to make. I don't think he will, by the way, but I think it's an easy sub for him to make. Stephen says great attitude and skill on show. Do panic though when Souček has the ball at the back. Media says Starboy does again and again. Maverick says please don't concede early second half. Let's get at them, get a third and kill this game off. Alan says the next goal is huge. If they get it, we might get nervous. If we get it, then we should be able to start looking at resting players. Brad said, I like how tasty this game is. Digi says, solid half referee is dangerous. Talis asking, Moyes had a stroke because we're pressing high and creating. What a great half. Jeff said, a couple of good signs in January. Can we start dreaming of a fifth? Sam says, I need to be lay off it. Souček's been awful. Ben says he's pony as well. I think he's been fine. I do. I think he's been all right in the first half. Daniel says, Paqueta and Kudus is on fire. Souček nearly cost us. Dean says Souček's done okay. Straight up says, watch this. We want to win. We will win to a good Wolves team and still want Moyes out. Hey, don't. If people want Moyes out, people want Moyes out. They're entitled to their opinion. Just like if we lose 5-0 to Fulham, I'm assuming you don't want Moyes sacked. You're entitled to that opinion as well. Richard said, I think Souček needs to be swapped for Paqueta if we get a striker. Kudus goes over to the left. I'm going to cover that in a video later. I wouldn't move Kudus at all. Bowen's got a bit of an issue. It's mental, actually. We've got our two best players both play right wing. Kevin says, nice seeing Ward-Prowse playing higher. ASOS says, spot on so far. Still improvements can make, but every game from now on, I expect improvement every game. Ironix thinks Souček's been working hard and all over the place. Mark says he's been invisible and losing the ball. Let's have a look at the little statistics. I think he's been okay at getting on the ball. I think his passing safe, but I don't want Souček to try creative passing because I don't think he's very good at it. So I actually think Statistically, Thomas Souček has got a better pass completion rate in the first half than Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, and Sufal in a Gerd. So only Emerson and Zuma have a better pass completion rate. So for losing the ball, he's actually the third best outfielder for pass completion in the first half there. Let's have a little look at number of passes, because this is where he struggles. 21, yeah. So he struggles in that regards. It's a low number for him. Alvarez, 29, and Ward-Prowse, 30. Kudus, 18, Bowen, 15. Where's Paqueta? I'd imagine his will be high. 36, yeah. The most in the team, unsurprisingly. But in terms of pass completion, their loss of possession, though, 0. Souček, so he's not been tackled yet. Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, 4 each. So the losing the ball thing, again, I don't see it. Anyway, Alan says he's with me. Souček's been fine. One loose pass. Listen, it was a bad pass, but I just think overall he's okay. Cyber, yes, I did put my 5 mil bet, and there's quite a few. See, I know it was said earlier when Charlie was speaking that it's not looking bad. We ain't going to get it. Just have a look. When we went 2-0 up, I thought, I wonder what cash out is. I only did a quid. It was 80 to 1. I put a pound on because Mike's stat. And then at 2-0, the cash out was a quid. They were offering me my £1 back. Who's taking their £1 back when we're 2-0 up with an hour to go in the game for us to win 5-0? I mean, it's unlikely it wins. We know that, but still. It's anyway. Right, let's go on. Sav says it's only my judgment. Moyes is doing. Yeah, but what I'm saying, but you're doing your face palm thing, and you're saying, well, people will still want him out. You're digging. Sav, what I'm trying to say is, I know I'm digging you out, which is hypocritical, but you're digging out people that want Moyes out, and I don't like that. Like, people can want Moyes out, just like you can want Moyes in, and I wouldn't like it if someone digged you out for wanting Moyes in. People have opinions. You can debate with them, but I don't like it when you sort of have a dig at someone for having a different opinion. I dislike it a lot. Richard said it'd be nice for us to keep putting it on them in the second half. Don't revert to type Moyes. We'll see. Five says the only thing that worries him is how many of the so-called big teams will be looking at Kudus, Alvarez, Paqueta. Well, Alvarez has got this betting thing going on. I wouldn't worry too much. Alvarez has already spoken about potentially moving on, so I think he's seen West Ham as a stepping stone. Same with Kudus. But you know what? If you want them, bring your checkbook. Bring your checkbook. If we sell Kudus, that's fine. 100 million. Alvarez, I don't know how much he'd be, but we'd double our money probably. So we've got to. I want to retain them, by the way. I'm not saying selling them. I'm just saying if we do sell them, we will be able to command massive fees. And this is the whole point of bringing players in like that. That you can, if you have to sell them, you get a lot of money, and you can hopefully use that money going forward. Megan says Souček's an easy target, always not happy unless he's scoring. Kevin enjoyed the 2 assists from Paqueta. Lewis says we've been very good. It's a fun watch. They've been pretty poor at the back. Richard says, here you go. This is what I was saying. Richard saying it doesn't matter if other teams look at our players. If they want them, they're going to have to pay big money. Dom says, in regards to Souček, I'm not knocking his work rate of passing, but he's prone to losing possession at crucial. That I can agree with. I can agree with that one. Eric's saying, in regards to me talking about his stats, that it's more when he loses the ball. Generally, he plays 2 to 5 yard passes. Overall, he's okay, but it's clearly, I don't actually think he's like an important player with that. I do think I agree with what that's saying. I just think he's playing okay today. He has lost the ball, like you said, for the Wolves counter attack, but. Chaos is saying, if I had to summarise the first half in one word, what would it be? I think perfect. Honestly, I think I would say the word perfect. There's not much else I would change. Obviously, Kurt Zuma's yellow card is the only thing that's hindering that. But apart from that, I think we've been brilliant. I think the tactics are spot on. I think every player's playing well. Every player's working really hard. We're working as a team. We're pressing as a team. We're sitting back as a team. We're moving the ball nicely. When Wolves do get forward and they're having shots and the corners are coming in, everyone's throwing themselves at it to block it, to clear it. We're winning every 50-50 out there. I think we've been absolutely fantastic. That's not one word, is it? But my one word would be perfect.
I think we're close to it. I think there's just 1 or 2 moments where you just go, okay. But it's not, they're not dangerous. It's just there's an opportunity for danger. They're getting the ball, perhaps getting too many touches inside the area and stuff like that. But I've certainly seen more accomplished defensive displays from us, but we're still more than accomplished enough to have kept them out and kept them at bay quite handily. So would I say perfect? Not quite, but we're certainly flipping close to it. I'm really, really happy. I'm so happy with that performance so far. The fact that you said, I was saying it just before you popped on, that third half of the Freiburg game type vibe, like it just really does feel like we've carried on exactly from that. Everything we want is happening, and everything that we've been good of in the past that people are maybe bored of, the counter-attacking football, the defensive stuff, even that stuff is doing brilliant. You know, I'm on it. I'm on it today, Gio. It's good.
Paquet's turned up, which is nice. I criticise him a lot. I have criticised him quite a bit over the previous few games, not the last one, but a few before that. But today he's really turned up. 2 fantastic passes. And to be fair, a third one as well. That one into Bowen's feet, which hit the post. Paquet did his job, which is zip it into your striker. And Bowen's really unlucky. It's a fantastic effort. And, millimetres in it bouncing into the back of the net. So, yeah, well, we've scored 2. I think the next closest to scoring was us as well. So I think we're almost unlucky not to be 3-0 up at half time. So I think we've been absolutely fantastic. And I just want to say, let me click on this one from Mark, who says there's over 1,000 people watching. There is. Thank you very much, Mark. And thank you to everybody for tuning in. Genuinely, really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to Hammers Chat already, please do. And regardless of whether you have or not, please also like the video by clicking thumbs up. So that when people come onto YouTube right now and type West Ham Wolves, this video will be at the number 1 up their search result if you lot keep liking the videos. So thank you very much to everyone's support. Eric said, pretty faultless performance so far. How long has it since been able to say that? Since Thursday. I know what you mean, Eric. Don't worry. In terms of the Premier League, it's been a while. We're one VAR decision or second yellow away from game changing. I mean, I agree with that. This is why I pray we come out and try and get that third goal. Just try and hit them, because they're going to have to come at us now. O'Neill's going to have to make changes. I expect he will make 2 at half time. I think he'll take off. I think he'll go back 3. So my prediction for Wolves is he will take off. I'm not sure, because then Totti's the obvious one. But I think Ait Nuri's going to come on at half time and go left wing back anyway. And they'll probably switch to back 3 and try and go back to what they know. And Juan will go more central with Cunha and go 2 up top and probably target Kurt Zuma. And that would be the right thing to do. But I'm going to go watch the second half, Charlie.
Thank you very much. Make sure to come back at full time, because Gio will be live talking more sense then, which I'll highly recommend you coming back. The second half is about to be underway. Both teams are out. West Ham are the ones who are going to get it underway at the London Stadium. The score, 2-0 to West Ham, 2-0 to the Irons. And we're underway. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. We'll see if there's been any changes. I haven't seen any, but they haven't flashed any on screen. They've been mostly talking about Man United and Liverpool, as it goes. So we'll see if they've made any changes and what that looks like. I think they have. I'm trying to hear it. No, that's Totti. There's Totti right there, I think. I don't know. We'll have to see. I see Dawson went in strongly on that one. Does feel a little bit more 3 at the back, the positioning wise. Does feel a little bit more 3 at the back, but still. From Wolves, that is. Good to see you, sir. How are you? How are things? It was weird not having a Doc 2 episode again. What we got to do? Wait like 7 days? Disgraceful. Disgraceful. What is this? What now? What now? Deploy the Moyes, boys. I did with the second time I said it, my brain went, "Oh, Moyes rhymes with boys." But recently it's not been. I can't really start talking about that kind of stuff. It will do nothing but annoy the people. Free kick wide on the right hand side from that Craig Dawson robust challenge. Kudus is standing over it along with James Ward-Prowse. You suspect James Ward-Prowse will whip this one in. Thomas Souček's making a run. It's whipped in towards him, just above him. Kurt Zuma is there, but it bounces off one of the Wolves players. Ends up at the feet of Emerson, far on the left-hand side by the touchline. Tries to whip it in. Wolves' big men just managed to nod that one away. Once again, we have the ball. Kudus and Paquetá linking up nicely down that right-hand side. Paquetá trying to find a bit of space. Instead, he forces Cunha into a mistake. It's going to be a corner. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. I was going to say, I couldn't see any changes. Thank you for the info. This is good. This is good intel. But yeah, no changes. I'm surprised Wolves didn't make any man-to-man changes. Although, like I said, it felt like positionally maybe they did go to a back 3. The way Totti was positioned quite inwardly. And then you maybe have, I don't know, Bellegarde on the right wing back maybe or something. Oh, sorry, left wing back potentially, but we'll see. Corner to West Ham again. We've got Jarrett Bowen as well as James Ward-Prowse standing over it. James Ward-Prowse is one, flicks it towards the penalty spot. Headed over from Naef again, charging backwards, always running backwards, jumping up in the air, towering. But he's underneath it a bit much. Kurt Zuma was there. Maybe could have left it for Kurt. Not a bad effort, but over. Good tackle there from Alvarez, far forward. As much as I like seeing him sit deep, he is good at that forward stuff. Nice flick from Paquetá back here onto Ward-Prowse. That's a good ball in, but headed away from Craig Dawson. Alvarez gets involved and wins that one again, although Bellegarde battling for it and wins a free kick on the halfway line. Like I say, if Totti is still on, just get the ball to Kudus and get him running at Totti. Whether he's playing left back or whether he's playing left centre back, it doesn't matter. Get him running at him. He's only going to be able to panic and he's going to make really difficult, tough decisions. That's hopefully what we get to see. Obviously, we've had the initial bombardment from the corners and stuff from West Ham's perspective, and so we'll see once play opens out a little bit more if we can get that going. But Wolves are on the ball, passing it around on the halfway line. Again, nice engagement further up the pitch. Again, Alvarez getting involved in that is quite nice. Maybe when teams get a bit better at playing fast through the lines, that's going to be a bit of a worry. But so far, seeing him ball through the lines, thank you very much, straight into the hands of Fabianski. Seeing Alvarez come further forward and engage with their sort of midfielders as they're trying to pass the ball into them and their defenders as they're passing around. As much as I don't want to see him too far forward at all times, and like I say, if there is a team who are quicker at playing through the lines, it could become a problem. He's so good at it, it just gives us those numerical advantages, and he's just forcing Wolves to play into awkward positions, play a little bit out of themselves, and it's just giving us possession back consistently. Kudus does well there, turns and starts running with it. Wriggles past his first man, takes it past Huang, plays it out wide. Also Wang Hee-chan. Out wide to Paquetá. 15 step overs and then a back heel later. Still has the ball, looks to try and whip it in. Not the best cross you've ever seen in your life after a lot of Brazilianness. Kurt Zuma beats Cunha to that. Nicely done, Kurt Zuma. Good work, good work. I wish it was Francesco. A beautiful, wonderful footballer, Francesco Totti. No, this one is... What's his first name? Can't remember. But he's a centre-back, left centre-back / left-back, who they signed from somewhere in Portugal. My brain is saying Benfica, but I might be wrong. Good player, I like him, but he's no Francesco. Francesco Totti's different level. Good work from Buks Paquetá, wins it back and finds Alvarez. Wolves trying to press and harry. A little bit awkward from us, but we win the throw-in, which we'll take. It's just nice. It's just nice, you know. Players panic. It's a bit like old Payet when he gets the ball and people would just start to panic. He has that effect on the opposition. Timer shouldn't. It is off. It's significantly off. Do you know what it is? I press start on it when they kick off, and I think Sky Sports. There we go. I think. Oh god, I had it on edit. Hang on. We've had a bit there. There we go. Now it's the time. Now it's perfectly the time. Thank you, Jamie G. Thank you. Kudus does well there. Wins the ball back. Yeah, he has that just panic effect, which is nice. Like I say, this second half I think is going to play into our hands. I'm not as concerned with Geo as going and getting a third. Don't get me wrong. I would not exactly be up against getting a third. But I think this half does play into our hands. Given the 2-0 lead, they're going to have to step out of themselves. Sarabia trying to wiggle his way forward. Just a big writhing mass of claret shirts just in his way. Ball comes out to Kudus, who they're trying to first. Successful passes in the final third in the second half so far. Wolves haven't made a single one. We've had 15, but they haven't made a single one so far in this second half. Bowen almost getting there, can't quite manage it. No. Imagine it. I was like, we had a David Bentley and got... No, it's not that David Bentley, no. Joined us for about a week and then broke his leg, and now just fell out of love with football. And now he runs restaurants in Spain or something, and pops up on podcasts. Where no, it's Daniel Bentley. I believe someone put some info in chat and I missed it earlier. But I for some reason in my head, when we got linked with him, he was formerly of Brentford. When we got linked with him, there was lots of talk of, he was a West Ham fan. He grew up a West Ham fan. I think he was born in Essex. Maybe played for Southend before Brentford, potentially. Might be wrong about that. But it's Daniel Bentley, as opposed to David. Whipped in from Totti, bounces about easily into the hands of Fabianski. We'll take that. He should. He does. And it wouldn't shock me if he gets one either. He's working hard. And it's his hard work is giving the space for Kudus. This is why I prefer Bowen up front with Kudus on the right. Arsenal gone 1-0 up against Brighton. Dawson with a dangerous back pass towards Bentley. There you go. Here's some intel. Good work, Steve. Essex Basildon boy. I was right. He did play for Southend. Basildon. There you go. Knew he was born somewhere in Essex or something. I knew it. That's probably why people said it. I think this is maybe some of the things I've seen come up on YouTube Shorts and TikToks and stuff. I've heard rumors. I heard talk of Bentley being an absolute lunatic. But yeah, I think he owns restaurants in Spain now or something. I think that's what he does. I'm not sure. Smedo trying to find his way forward. Can't quite make it work. Wolves passing it around. Wide on the right-hand side. Ryan getting involved. They've not really changed up too much either, Wolves. I'm surprised they haven't. I would have suspected they would change something at half-time. It's not the worst ball in from Semedo, and the header underneath it. Good opportunity at the far post. Short to Hwang. Hits it. Big deflection. I think it's going to be a corner. Corner to Wolves. They have looked that little bit more dangerous, and I suspect maybe if I was to make an assumption on why Wolves didn't make any sort of significant changes at halftime, it might have been that Gary O'Neill knew we would be maybe less adventurous and a bit more calm going forward. We wouldn't try to be as aggressive as we were in the first half. Whipped in, looking for the back post. Fabianski comes out, punches it well, nicely done. Shot from range, high from Bellegarde. But maybe that was his idea, is him thinking, well, look, they're going to step off. They're going to play more like the football we would have expected them to play, and we'll see if what we're doing now will take advantage of that. Maybe that's what he was thinking at halftime. I don't know. But I am surprised that he didn't make any sort of significant changes. 10 minutes into the first half, I'm still happy. Still feels like we're in control of the game. Don't get me wrong. Wolves getting a bit more opportunities than they were, but as that stat said earlier, they're not really getting any sort of passing going in that final third, and we're doing decently. We're doing very decently. This was what subs would you make for Moyes? Yeah, at this point, I would say none yet. But I think at some point, like I mentioned earlier, Kudus does have the tendency to sort of run out of energy around the 65, 70th minute sort of thing. I would suspect that at some point you could potentially sub him off. If that was the case, I would probably, if it was me, I would bring on Mubama, put him down the middle and put Bowen out on the right. We know Bowen can go for 90 minutes. He's very strong defensively as well, arguably slightly stronger than Kudus, although Kudus' defensive work has been brilliant this game yet again. And I would say that would be the sub I would probably make around the 65-minute mark, if that's the way it goes. But I wouldn't do any subs yet. Personally, I think we sort of see where it goes. Outside of that, it's a difficult one. We don't really have much other game changes on the bench. You could maybe bring on Ben Rama or Fornals. Potentially Fornals would be my preference, I guess, on the left if we needed to. Because Alvarez is sort of forever someone you would consider taking off. Just because he's so important, resting him up, he's going to have to play in the next game regardless. And if he starts getting yellow cards, it's always a danger. But I don't know. I don't think he will either. Not for a while. I think he has a similar effect. I don't think he's as good as Payet, but I think he has a similar effect of making the opposition panic enough. You know what I mean? Wolves streaming forward down the left-hand side. Finds Hwang, tries to shift it onto his strong foot. Instead, lays it short, pulled across. Ooh. Lots of arms being raised for offside, but I think he might have been on. It's 2-1. Poor defending. Very poor defending. I'm not going to lie. We should have dealt with that significantly better when we did. There was a lot of people streaming forward. Like I said, a lot of arms went up against Sarabia for offside, but I think he might have been on. We'll see in the replay here. Again, they drew us deep, and we were just too spread out from that high press. We were just way too spread out. Ball gets played across originally to Hwang, collects it. Short. I don't know whether that's off or not. It was very, very close. I mean, I think he's offsides. I'm looking at it. It's incredibly tight, though. It's incredibly tight, but I think he's offside. The defender's at full stretch. Emerson is at full stretch to try and stop the cross coming in from Semedo, who got forward into a really good advanced position. He's at full stretch, but it does look like Sarabia was just ahead of him. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was on. I suspect we're like the commentators just said, we're gonna see the lines get drawn out because it is very, very tight. My initial reaction of him being onside was clearly a bit bold because this is unbelievably tight, and from the naked eye, you wouldn't have seen it like I did. Well, I just couldn't have seen that in the naked eye. I think it is probably off. Just. It's incredibly close, though. I'll let you know. I'm not looking at the chat because I know some of you will be ahead, so you'll see before me. But it's unbelievably close. Then again, is it technically pulling the ball back? I guess that's the other argument. Is the ball ahead of him? That's the other thing. Interesting that we're seeing the camera angle of the VAR officials looking at it as well. Because if the ball is played back, if the ball gets pulled across from where the winger, so from where Sarabia scored from, then obviously it's also onside. So that's the second way it could obviously be in. Not just that Emerson's foot is further forward, but also that he could be pulled. It could be a pullback as opposed to passed forward. But we're just going to have to wait. He's offside. It's been confirmed offside. No goal. We've got away with one there. I'm not going to lie. We got away with one. The defending was very awkward and it's been officially claimed as offside. It's unbelievably tight. It's unbelievably tight. But no goal has been awarded. It is offside. It's incredibly tight. And I'll be real. We've definitely got away with one. Like I said, maybe from a Gary O'Neill perspective, he thought that we're going to sit a little bit deeper and that's going to play more into their hands in this half, hence not changing. And maybe that's worked, but no goal. Very, very tight. And I'm not going to lie, we definitely got away with one there. Definitely got away with one. The defending was nowhere near strong enough. They got the numbers forward. They played it across quickly. We found ourselves getting caught out. This is what happens. This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, Alvarez stayed back, but given how far forward Souček and James Ward-Prowse were, and we were trying to, again, get those turnovers in higher positions, the gap between our defensive line and the Paquetá, Ward-Prowse, Souček, and Kudus line with just Paquetá in the middle was huge. That was cavernous, and they had 3 or 4 players in that space. Wolves obviously a quick side with a lot of quick players regardless, so when they play into those gaps, it's just a huge amount forward, and we were just way too top heavy with that. Way too top heavy with that. And this is one of those things where you want to find the balance of pushing it forward and trying to win those high turnovers and knowing when to pull it off. And in the first half, Wolves weren't able to get around that high press. Good opportunity from West Ham. Jared Bowen tries to think it across, doesn't quite make it out. It's going to be a goal kick. Couldn't quite make it work there. But again, nice turnover in those positions. And that's what I'm saying. There needs to be some sort of balance there. And Wolves in the first half weren't able to avoid that. They weren't able to get out of that high press, and they ended up losing out on a lot of high turnovers and a lot of awkward passing. Second half, they've managed to find a way out of that. Whether that's a one-off or whether that's more consistent, I don't know. We'll have to see. But it certainly feels like something we have to be aware of and be switched on about, because that was way too easy. That was way too easy. Wolves passing the ball about. I'm seeing a lot of get Zuma off Mavropanos on potentially. If we're going to be sitting deep, then I don't think that makes that much of a difference. Whipped in, headed away from Alvarez. Bowen being battled from Kilman there, loses out. Wolves again, I think this is why they went for that four at the back system originally. Look at try and whip it in, Soufal heading it away. This feels a lot more like what Wolves would have wanted the game to be. Well done by Soufal, just nipping that one away. It's going to be a throw to Wolves, but he does really well there. Couple of frank words to Bellegarde on the afters. Thank you for stereotyping, Jay. Jeff saying the first one. Probably Bloodborne. I'm going to out myself and say I've never completed a Souls game. I was thinking about streaming Dark Souls all the way through. I've never completed a Souls game. My problem is they also all inevitably end up with giant spiders, which is not a Charlie Walsh thing. Shot from Cunha. Flipping out. Hits the stanchion at the back and goes over. Dominant last 10 minutes from Wolves. But yeah, I'm going to say Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne. Never finished it. Got near to where the giant spiders arrived and stopped. But I love Bloodborne. I love that style. I love the slightly more aggressive nature of it. What's yours, Jay? And also thank you for stereotyping. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Strong 10 minutes from Wolves. Strong 10 minutes. If we play our all-out best defensive game, I'm still confident that we get through this. I'll be honest with you. I'm fine. Like, we are definitely sitting back more, unsurprisingly. Definitely sitting back more. We're 2-0 up at half-time. You would expect that from us. And in a situation where we have a lot of games, it's not surprising that we come out in the second half and go, right, we need to play this smart and not just go blitzing for a third and try to wear ourselves out when we've got so many games. We could be a situation where we go, let's step off, let's play a bit more defensive, let's try and be a bit calmer about it and stuff. That's not surprising to me, and I think it's probably the correct thing to do given the amount of games we've played. And realistically, we play our game, we can still beat them from that position. Not a stretch whatsoever. But we would have to be on point with it. We'd have to be at our best. And we're sitting in a much stronger position right now. Lemina hits it straight into the hands of Fabianski. A very drab shot. Dribbles all the way through. That's what I think it is, Potato. I think it's a case of like knowing that we've got so many games and we're 2-0 up here. We're in a beautiful position. Counter-attacking wise, we're doing really well today. Let's play this smart. And I think that's the right thing to do. I think that's the right thing to do personally. I know it's not a popular thing to do, but when you're this many games and you're 2-0 up, beautiful back heel there from Paquetá into the path of Emerson, comes flying forward, finds Jarrod Bowen into the box. He didn't really have any support. He finds Paquetá, who hits it. Not really happening there. Not really happening. It was an idea, but we did well with the counter attack there. Paquetá with a back heel to Emerson, kept flying forward. Jarrod Bowen gets a ball into an interesting area, but just no one following it up in a smart way. You had Kudus, who was a little bit too wide. And it forces a wild shot from Paquetá. See, Sekiro, I've never actually played, and I really want to play Sekiro because I thought I would love to give it a shot. It's a big vibe, but I haven't actually played Sekiro yet, which is maybe a bit disgraceful. We all know it's 3. It's Fallout 3 for me. I'm interested. I will say that it looks better than I thought it would. I was concerned it would be absolute trash, and it doesn't look like that. But 3 is the best for me. But I need to finish New Vegas. Coming forward. A bit awkward there from West Ham, but we still managed to get the ball away. A little bit of almost miscommunication, it felt like. Just getting, well, not miscommunication, but just Zuma and Alvarez getting in each other's way. Wolves collect the ball once more. They are very difficult. They are very, very difficult. I can't lie. Like I said, I've never finished one. I remember getting Demon Souls for the first time on PlayStation 3 when it first came out and being like, what am I doing here? Dark Souls 3 too fast. Dark Souls 3 is another one I've never tried. 4 Nows does look easy. Yeah, 4 Nows is coming on. Dark Souls 3 I've never played. That's the only Dark Souls I've never tried. Nightmare with Elden Ring. Yeah. Although, to be fair, I saw the hand spider things, and they're not too bad for me. Because they don't look like a spider. Tsushima, I've never played. I need to play it. I know I will love it, but I've never played it. But I know I'm going to love it. Ball played out wide to the left-hand side for Wolves. Sarabia on it. Kudus comes across. Just blocks that one off. Be interested to see who Fulnaus comes on for. Like I say, this is the usual time Kudus gets subbed off, so it could be Kudus. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Kudus. Especially given the fact that, what are you going to do? Bring on Mubama? That's not going to happen, is it? So realistically, I mean, we'll see. Ball gets played out to the right. Semedo tries to play it inwards. Shot from range from Wang, who's getting space in the center of the park, but it was a shot from range, which was nothing-y, if we're being honest about it. That's fine. Take as many shots from that sort of range like that if you want it, mate. It's fine. It's going to be a big defensive display in this second half. Flick to the outside, played out wide. Let's try and cross it in. Doesn't quite make it work. Right, Nori apparently also coming on. Be interested if he brings on 4 Nows and plays him on the right, then it'd be interesting if he brought on Nori now, because that would probably nullify any chance of Totti getting a second yellow, if we're being honest about it. We'll see, Jay. What I'll say is this: subscribe to my channel, A Top Lads, which is my gaming channel, because I was going to start doing stuff like that over Christmas anyway, because I have time off over Christmas. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Big shot from range, high and wide from Wolves again. Feel free to take as many shots as you want from that sort of range, Lamina. Not happening, mate. Not happening. 70th minute, we're going to see that 4 now sub. Be interested to see who it is for. It could be for Kudus. It's for Alvarez. Not entirely shocking. Again, the temptation to take off Alvarez would have been strong given how important he is. So not entirely shocking. You take off Alvarez, you put Paquetá into the 10 position. 4 Nows then takes up a position on the right. Oh, sorry, on the left. And yeah, you have the double pivot of Souček and Ward-Prowse, which is far from ideal, but not exactly shocking. And Aitnori does come on for Totti. Which I'm not entirely surprised by. And actually, if they are going to get more joy, he's much better going forward than Totti, in my opinion. Not entirely shocking. It's probably the more. Although interestingly, 4 Nows. Is Paquetá playing up front? Paquetá could be up front, you know. My G, how are you, bro? How are things? You good? Paquetá's very central after the sub. Kudus just behind him in the 10. It feels like a sort of front 2 4-4-1-1 4-2-3-1 style thing, where you've got Jared Bowen is taking up position on the right with 4 Nows on the left, because Kudus is very central, but Paquetá is equally very central and ahead of him. It feels almost like a 4-4-2 4-4-1-1 style thing with Kudus down the middle and Paquetá up front, which I'm not necessarily against. Put into the box, or it goes floating over the box. Sarabia tries to pull it back across to Huang, who is again in that advanced central position. Once more to Sarabia, whose cross is awful. Thank you very much. Collected well. I'm not necessarily against this. It's not exactly the most conventional thing, and it's not something I would have gone for. But I was very impressed when Paquetá played up front before. I felt like he's probably the best hold-up player we have outside of Mikel Antonio in this team. And I was very impressed by him doing it. It was a while back now, but it was a similar lineup we had. I mean, it worked really strongly in our favour. And Paquetá does seem to be very central and very far forward. It's obviously not... it's obviously nowhere near nowhere near conventional, not something that's ideal. But without Antonio, you are sort of look to make the best of what you can. Craig Dawson goes down. That's going to be a free kick off of Sufal fouling in there. But yeah, not something I would have done, but I'm not necessarily against it. I definitely am. I can't remember when it comes out, but I definitely am. I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I assume you will be as well. I saw someone, by the way, asking if I played God of War. I have all of them apart from the new 2, which is stupid of me, I know. I've got the 18 is on that shelf. 2018 is on that shelf. I just haven't played it yet for some reason. And I obviously haven't played Ragnarok because I haven't played 18 yet. But yeah, I've played every single one. Love them. Bowen, nice 1-2 with Paquetá. This is great from Jared Bowen. Good opportunity down the left. He's got the space to shoot, and he scores. Jared Bowen makes it 3. We said that he's worked really well today and he deserved a goal, and he gets it. 3-0. You move him out onto that right hand side. All of a sudden, the way he can attack the ball is different. He's not trying to create space for other people. Other people are creating the space for him. That's exactly what I was saying. When you put Paquetá in that position, he can link up and hold up play brilliantly. The ball gets played into him. The flick through to Bowen is perfect. Thank you very much. A weird substitute, but guess what? It's bloody worked somehow. West Ham United 3, Wolves 0. Thank you very much. A quintessential Bowen goal. That's perfectly worded, M. Collingwood. Perfectly worded. 17 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Nice tackle from Thomas Souček. Gets in there, nips the ball away from Wolves, plays it into the path of Bowen. Quick 1-2. Flick on from Paquetá is perfect. And then Jared Bowen just runs and runs and runs. The pass around Lamina, and then he's just sprinting. Craig Dawson trying to catch up, trying to come across, can't, and rolling it into the opposite corner with his strong foot. Jared Bowen does brilliantly past Dan Bentley. 3-0. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. And I tell you what, like I said, a weird sub, not one I would have said, not one I would have gone with, but exactly what we were just talking about has come to play, and bang, 3-0. Shot from 4 nows to flex off someone. Happy days. You love to see it. 3-0. He literally just did, and we scored from it, Steve, mate. Again, this is not. I realise I am Thomas Souček fanboy, so I'm not gonna. I try not to speak about him too much because I understand that. He literally won the ball back, passed it to Bowen, 1-2 from Paquetá, goal. So it's the worst time you could have made that comment, Steve, unfortunately. I apologise, because it's not a hat-trick of assists. He's been, from that perspective, he's been absolutely brilliant today. And like I said, it's not something I would recommend us doing consistently, but when Antonio went out, we did speak about it quite a lot, of thinking, do you know what, maybe Paquetá up front is the answer. It's annoying because we need that deep lying. We need him to get involved deeper, to really push forward, to really get us playing, building up better. But in this position where we're just getting rid of that, build-up play, that hold-up play and that flicking he can do is really, really good. And that's a perfect example of it. Like I said, not something I would have gone for, but it's worked perfectly. It's absolutely worked perfectly. Scary, CD. Scary how you do it. Scary how you do it. I didn't see your show Titch, so I didn't see what your prediction on there was either. But I can only assume it was as accurate as this. Big ball forward. Thankfully, Fabianski is equal to it. It would be. I'm not counting my chickens at this point. But yeah. Aston Villa scored. It's 1-1 against Brentford. Moreno gets the goal. That's a good. Where is it? Wait, hang on. Sorry, I clicked on 2 different things. We'll get that. Quickest West Ham player to get 10 goals since Hartson, I read somewhere. I didn't hear that. That's solid. That is very, very solid. It's very, very solid. It's good work. Jeff. It's good work. Shout out to Inky, Blinky. I can't remember the third one, and Clyde. It's Inky, Blinky, Clyde, and then something else that rhymes with Inky. Blinky, Slinky, Dinky. Can't remember. Tom with the £2. Thank you very much, Tom, with the super sticker. Massively, massively appreciate it. As we always say, it helps the channel out massively. Not just me, Geo, Gonzo, the whole channel. It helps us out a huge, huge amount. So very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. He's a big... Tom comes through with the super chats often, and they're very, very much appreciated. Trust me. Whenever I finish these, I always send a screenshot to Geo, and he's always very hyped. He's always very, very hyped. So thank you, Tom. Massively appreciated. The top corner. Pinky. That's what it was. Well, that's not bad. Ball to Bowen. Bowen again. I tell you what, Aitnori does well there to force him wide. Aitnori does very, very well there. And then the pass back to Bentley is really nice. Fair play, Aitnori. He does really well there. Pinky. I should have had Pinky. I should have had Pinky. Should have. Disgraceful for me. Ball played forward. Cut out well from Agad. James Ward-Prowse on the ball in the middle of the park. Finds Mohamed Kudus. To Lucas Paquetá. Goes down very theatrically. We've lost count of that. I should have been keeping count of that, but Semedo takes him out. It was a foul regardless, but my lord, does he go down with some emphasis? Double sub for Wolves. Matt Doherty coming on for Semedo. And Lamina being replaced by Tommy Doyle. Man City guy, isn't he? Is he on loan there from Man City? Can't remember. Yeah, I would agree with definitely get Kudus off, get him rested. Paquetá, if we can figure out some way of Paquetá, maybe I don't know. He seems to be able to play 4 games, but Kudus I would really like to see rested. Paquetá I think would be beneficial to get rested if possible. But yeah. I tell you what I haven't paid too much attention to here is that this is a very good free kick opportunity for James Ward-Prowse. This is a very good opportunity for James Ward-Prowse. It's definitely in James Ward-Prowse territory as well. About 25 yards away from goal, maybe a little bit more. That first one was a bit too far, maybe still a little bit far, but he's there. Paquetá standing over it as well. James Ward-Prowse hits it! Just wide of the left-hand post, almost. When he finally gets this goal, when he finally scores this free kick, it is going to be absolute scenes. It's going to be absolute scenes. It's a good hit from James Ward-Prowse. He gets it up and down well over the wall. It's just a little bit wide of that left-hand post. Bentley at full stretch potentially had it covered, but not bad. Frostflyer, you're welcome. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. 3-0. 3-0. Can't imagine. Touch wood. Can't imagine Wolves getting back into this now. They haven't really shown... it's nice play there between Emerson and Fornals. Emerson, I tell you what, puts it across well. Fires it in. We can't quite get there. I was going to say there was a player down. Unsurprisingly, it was Paquetá. Surprisingly, the rest of the team just carried on. just carried on. We're just sort of done with that. Yeah, fine, whatever. Unsurprisingly, Paquetá is back up again. Very much that. Very much. Yeah, I would probably do the same thing. Like I say, Paquetá I'm less concerned by just because he seems to be able to do consistent 90 minutes. Also, he spends a lot of time on the floor resting regardless. But Kudus especially, I would certainly sub off. Bowen, anyone who you could rest really realistically, I would consider it. Kudus would be my first. Kudus would be my first, and then after that, you're looking towards Paquetá, you're looking towards Bowen, especially. Emerson, Soufal, those kind of people. Don't know. Played out wide to Ait-Nouri. Does well to cut inside. Tries to get the cross in, doesn't quite make it work. James Ward-Prowse plays it out nicely to Pablo Fornals. He's got the option to play it forward, and he does brilliantly to Lucas Paquetá. I think he's onside. There's no flag, although they're going to people it back. He can't quite get there. I tell you what, that's very nice defending from the Wolves centre-back. Kilman does really, really well. I assume, like, obviously they've been told to raise the flag late, but he was through. Brilliant. It's a great pass from Fornals to find him. It doesn't quite end up making it in the end. But that's the sort of stuff Fornals is just really good at. I'll be honest, better than Ben Rama, which is why I wanted him to come on instead of Ben Rama. We'll see here if he was offside or not. I think he was probably inside. Yeah, he was onside. He was in our own half. Brilliant pass from Fornals. And if Paquetá just, he's not obviously not known for his pace, and not like Kilman is, but Kilman did really well there. I mean, Jack Perry is the obvious one, right? Shane's saying it here. Perry seems obvious. I mean, Sammy's coming in, maybe, but part of me had a feeling for a while. Appreciate you, Alcade. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're good. I say bro, I've got no idea. I've said bro now. I apologize. But yeah, appreciate you for popping by. I think we got lucky with your goal. I think if that counted, it maybe could have been a very, very different second half. I think Jack Perry's the obvious one. I sort of convinced myself Danny Ings. Look, he's about to come on, by the way. I'd sort of convinced myself I think it just might be MJF. I don't know why in the back of my mind I have this it is MJF thing going on, and I don't know who the people with him would be. Potentially a situation in which it's I don't know, maybe it is the Kingdom or whatever, I'm not sure. But I think Jack Perry's the obvious one. I don't know. There was a lot of talk about the Wardlow thing when he had, because there was the thing about hair, and then he was like really big when he was in the ring, so maybe it's Wardlow. I don't know. Free kick to us. I wonder who Danny Ings is going to come on for. Paquetá is struggling here, by the way. He does absolutely brilliantly, by the way, to keep hold of that ball. I didn't give it the respect it deserved. He does freaking incredibly. He takes the ball, he holds it up, he pushes it, and then flicks it through. Mubama's coming on as well, which is nice. Okay, so first change. Kudus is coming off. Mubama is also coming on. I suspect it will be Kudus and Paquetá, no? Mohamed Kudus with his 2 goals. Doesn't get his 3rd, but I tell you what a performance from him. He's been absolutely brilliant today. And I think Paquetá is also going to be the other one coming off. And we go straight for that 4-4-2. Yeah, Paquetá is the other one coming off. So Paquetá and Kudus both coming off, getting their rest, which is the right thing to do. Maybe a bit late, if I'm being honest, but probably the right thing to do. And going for that 4-4-2. Again, just giving Danny Ings the best opportunity. Putting Mubama in a situation where he has someone to play off as well is nice. I'm not complaining about it. I'm here for it. Weird sub that I don't think any of us would have made, but 100% worked, paid off. You know, after we were speaking about it, we saw why it could have happened, paid off brilliantly. We got our 3rd. Now we have that 4-4-2. Defensively, we'll be a bit suspect because of it, but, you know, what are you going to do? There's literally nothing you can do defensively, really, unfortunately. So, just because that's the way the squad is, it's just those people do not exist. Soufal's going to get a yellow card for that, surely. Has he already got a yellow? I can't remember. I think but he's going to get a yellow. He's bent down and he shouted some stuff at Bellegarde as well. Went flying in on Bellegarde. He is going to get a yellow. He's now having an argument with Sarabia about it as well. It's very robust from Sufal. Let's say Bellegarde took on Mubama, beat him, and he just came flying across. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Bellegarde goes down very emphatically, but I don't know what Sufal was doing. He's very, very on the edge today. Very on the edge. Kind of insanely. Bless me twice. Sufal very on the edge today. Don't know what's happened. Someone popped off at him, but yeah. Oh. I do not know who that is. No. Is that someone on Twitter? Is that a YouTube user? I've never even heard of him. I'll have a look. Bellegarde is down in the centre of. He sort of got up and carried on walking, but he's back down again. We're going to have a period of waiting here before Wolves can take their free kick. So on the left-hand side by the touchline, you're talking about deep corner kind of situation. Hopefully Bellegarde is all right, because he was upside of walking. Maybe he connected with him a lot more than it seemed. From the side angle, it looked quite bad, but then when it was from behind, I didn't see Sufal make too much of a connection. But his arm was up, so it wouldn't have surprised me if he got a little bit of a clobber, forearm, elbow to the face sort of thing. So hopefully he's all right, because if he's gone back down bad times, but yeah. This is sort of what I've been saying all season, is you sort of have to play him just to get rid of him sort of thing, because he doesn't work for David Moyes, and David Moyes is going to be here for the rest of the season. So if you have any hope of selling him in January, you've sort of got to put him in that shop window type thing. I don't know whether that's an instruction or something, but I do think it's the right thing to do. I've sort of been saying it all season. Whether it's in instructions or not is a different question. Kara looks like he's about to come on. I don't know. I don't suspect David Sullivan has too much say in how we play. I will say that much. Or at least I've never seen him have that much say. Whipped in from the free kick that inevitably happened, headed away from Sufal. Wolves try to battle their way back in. Zuma clears it away. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There was something about. I can't remember what clicked me into. There was the incident where MJF was being held by several people. Kara's going to come on, I suspect, for Sufal, which is probably the right thing to do at this scenario. 7 minutes of added time. Because Tilo Kara is just seen as a right back by David Moyes. Yeah, it is Sufal. Makes sense, given how, again, on the edge Sufal was being. There was that incident where he was being held and the devil wasn't there, but he was being held by his boys. And then there was the thing about, I can't remember who it was. I think I was listening to Sean Ross Sapp talking about it. I think it was Sean Ross Sapp. So maybe, I think it was someone on Fightful, but I suspect it was Sean Ross Sapp, who's, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Kate. I'm not sure who said it, but someone was talking about the idea of like, well, the devil has to have control of some sort of technology thing because he keeps popping up on screen. And then I started to remember the times where MJF would just be like, oh, my phone, I'll just make this go to the screen so I can talk to Adam on Zoom, Skype, whatever they're using, to talk whatever. And I was like, maybe it is him. I don't know why this just all started to come together in my head. And this is all a grand, I don't know what it is. That feels like a very, I don't know. 5.5 minutes left of the game to play. Here is Bellegarde. He's up and running now. Takes it on the inside of flipping now. Takes it on the inside of Keter, a shot, and it just ka-chings, deflects off Kurtzuma's head. A long round of applause happening for Sufal as he walks around. Cunha looking to try and flick his way in. James Ward-Prowse, nice interception. Ball to Mabama doesn't quite work out. Once again, bounces around, head tennis ensues. Pablo Fornals looks to get it under control and play it quickly. Doesn't happen. Again, head tennis happening again, and offside against Wolves somewhere, somehow, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham. We take it. God knows what happens, but we take it. Yeah, I agree, Richard. I agree. I think we've done really well today. Start to finish, I think we've done really well. There was that period where Wolves were looking really dangerous. We changed it up, did something weird, works perfectly for us. We got the third. I think we've played this game brilliantly. We've played this game brilliantly, and from a perspective of a team who have a lot of games on the horizon, we've played this game. Smartly, and that's the important thing. And not only have we come away with a 2-0 win of what was happening at halftime, we've come away with potentially a 3-0 one at this point. Yellow card for Jared Bowen there. I think it was Jared Bowen, or was it Kera? Tilo Kera, who has gone in on Bellegarde in a very emphatic manner, who's just come on and has already picked up a yellow card. Wouldn't mind selling to Kera. I just don't trust him. But he has got booked after Bellegarde got away from Bowen a little bit and he just came flying across elbow first. It's definitely yellow. Awful free kick from... Jesus Christ, that's one of the worst free kicks I've seen in a long time from Wolves. Bro came in wanting it. He came in hard. 3.5 minutes to go. 3.5 minutes to go. I'll ask you now for your man of the match. Put them in. Paquetá's just won it for Sky Sports. 3 assists, most chances created, most assists, most times possession won, most touches in the game for Paquetá there. But yeah, let me know who you think your man of the match is in the chat. And as I scroll through and read them out loud, whoever seems to have the most amount of votes will win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. There is no science. Science is not your god here. We are a vibes-based economy. So it'll be whoever seems like they have the most amount of votes as I read through them. Seems being the operative word. It unfortunately doesn't feel like it. Like I said, I think you were unlucky for your goal. I think we got away with one there. And I think if that went in, it would have been a different scenario. But we just did what we did in the first half. And in the second half, we went for some very, very classic West Ham David Moyes tactics. And we've done it. I've seen us keep out Man City like this before. So it's a difficult thing when we're in that. I don't think we're playing anywhere near to that level. But I don't think it's... Because I don't think Wolves have been firing on all cylinders either. Happens sometimes. Pablo Fornals 1-2 with Emerson. Looking to get forward down that left-hand side. Takes it past one, but... Tell you what, he's dispossessed well there. And Wolves, nice little play there to get the ball forward. Cunha's on it. Has Wang out to his right. Wang, for some reason, stops and we win a free kick off Danny Ings. Thank you very much. Don't know why Wang did that. He had a huge amount of space ahead of him. And instead of sprinting into that gap... decided to stop and take it past a man who didn't exist, and then ends up losing it. I don't know why he did that. It's a good shout. We'll see if I end up doing it for the last game. I'll write it down as an idea because I would quite like to do that as well. Hang on, let me write it down. And then we'll see. Let me put that. Where can I put it here? I won't forget it. There we go. I'll put it here actually. And we'll see if I come back to that, because I will inevitably forget and then not bother. But I would love to do that wrapped style. Just over a minute left. Let's look at these man of the matches, shall we? Where are we at? Here. Paquetá, Kudus. Paquetá, Kudus. He very much did. He went flying in, didn't he? Paquetá. Your angry fullback of the match. It's got to be Soufal, the angriest of all the fullbacks. Someone attacked him early in the day, and I don't know what they said to him. Maybe they said, I don't know, Only Fools and Horses was overrated, something he really cares about, something like that. And he has been playing like that the entire game. Bama wins the free kick. Kudus, brace man of the match, always committed. I think he had a really good game. Kudus with a late drive here. Kudus, that second goal. Oh man, Paquetá. Sold my car to Lucas Paquetá. It's very much so. Paquetá, Kudus, Kudus. I think it's gotta be. I think it's shout out Rachel, who apparently Stephen loves. Shout out Rachel. Kudus, Paquetá. It's got to be Paquetá, I think. Kudus is running very, very close. But congratulations on Lucas Paquetá on winning your Hammers Chat Man of the Match award as we win. West Ham United 3. Wolves 0. A beautiful performance. A beautiful game. Thank you very much, Rue. Paquetá. Yes. I haven't watched Shooting Stars in such a long time. I need to go back and watch just moments from that show. Kudus very close, but we'll give it to Lucas Paquetá. Congratulations. And West Ham win 3-0. Beautiful stuff. Look, a very, very accomplished performance. Second half, a little bit more shaky, but then again, we were 2-0 up. We were bound to sit back a little bit because given the amount of games we've got going on right now, it's important to take the rest when we can, and we did it accomplishedly. We did a weird substitute that we sort of thought might work and then did work, and bang, we win 3-0. It's a lovely performance. It really is one of those ones where it's difficult to criticise given how well we've done. And that moves us up in the table. I think we've gone above Manchester. I think we're 7th now, maybe? Going above Manchester United, but we will be back for the next game. Lucas Paquetá. Yes, Sat. Come on, Sat. We'll be back for the next game at the weekend. No, at the midweek. What are we facing? I can't remember. Whenever it happens, we'll be here. I can't remember when it is. I don't remember who we're facing. But before then, more importantly, we have, of course, the live match review, which will be happening in a few seconds' time. Here is the link, which I'm spamming in the chat as we speak. Make sure to jump across to there and celebrate a 3-0 win and give your opinion as strongly as possible with Geo in the live chat of the review. Go click that now. 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. West Ham go 7th. Thank you very much for watching. Massively appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that notification button because not only do we have a video going up in just a few seconds time, our live review will be doing loads of stuff that keeps happening over the Christmas break. And of course, like the video because it helps us out massively. Thank you very much. Massively appreciate it. Come on, you Irons. 3-0. Enjoy the review. Click on it. Go head over there now. Go wild. Cheers, everyone. Bye.